So now, what did you say, LJ? You have some notes to read, and then
I do have some notes. There may or may not be some other things that other people might want to add to it. I don't know. They'll find out.
Hey,
what a mystery.
To chime in and help fill in. A little bit of a recap for me because I wasn't there last time. Met some Brotherhood, not great. Merrick Delvor, I changed the spelling on that 3 times. High Keep Spy, local dude, unseen company. He's our hookup. Viescasi, that was only 2 spelling changes. Fire Giants, Gate District. Fire Elementals, Lava, Smoke. This is really not great. The floor is lava. That was all caps. Willow hit Orlac. Oops. There was a side note, sorry. Flying Urgoon, very cool. I'm wailing on a fucking giant. Fuck yeah. I fucking murdered it 1 versus 1. Willow and Orlac and Urgoon and Eliza might have helped a little. Then we got the shit out of there because there was more of them coming and it was really bad. And we're like, oh fuck, we gotta get back in there. But also we like murdered it in like 25 seconds or something. So like, we're really awesome. And then Theron and Shonen, my little halfling boos, were there. And then we met Paradox, who's bad news bears. He's an evil druid. He's the brother of Darius, who's like kind of like the head of the assassin group who like hijacked me when I was a kid, who I like kind of murdered when I chose not to murder our captain way back when. So he may or may not be happy to see me.
That about sums it up.
And we're resting, and then we're gonna pick off all these fuckers one by one.
Anyone else have anything to add?
No, my notes are pretty boring.
I think Orlac would be like,
no space.
That was one way to view that. What happened there? Sure.
Right.
Orlac also found a coffer that contained 5 magic rings and an arcane coffer and an arcane box that he hasn't figured out yet. That was when he was ransacking a house before we got run off.
Yeah, and then he told me to open it without telling me that there were traps or anything about it. And
I didn't know if there were traps.
That's your job.
Yeah, that's not his purview.
And we found a shit ton of platinum.
Surely a thief of your level would always search for traps.
I just killed a giant.
Yes.
It was on fire.
Killed a giant. Yeah, we found a lot of platinum. And also we found other stuff. Ask John later, it says.
Platinum ingots.
Platinum ingie.
They're like worth what, like 100 platinum each or something? I don't know.
It's 100 platinum each. So it's about 200,000. It's like 20,000 gold. Yeah, in the giant stuff was a sack of money, about 2,300 gold, and then other stuff. Ask John later.
Oh yeah. Right. Damn, I figured out a lot of stuff, but not what the giant had on.
No, I mean the giant might not have had anything on her. I mean,
it's possible. It was just all made out of fire.
Or, that stuff's back in her house, lair, cave, fire pit. I don't know. I'm not sure what fire giants live in. Or like would be like, honestly, I never spent a lot of time researching that.
Go, right.
They live in the center of the earth because the earth center is very hot. And they're also very hot because they're on fire, so they live there.
Is this a druid thing?
Yep.
You also have a very
Goodbye.
different perception of the world than others.
I do. Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
John, which of these lovely, beautiful, thank you, Brian, areas was the fire giant? It was the top left?
Yep, up by the gate.
Yeah. At the gatehouse. Yes,
Holy shit.
much thank yous to Brian for
Thank you, Brian.
not just putting this together, but putting together about 4 different versions. And then like we hopped on and we're like, well, what do you think? And like we
John's like, oh, there's canals. I'm like, God damn, John.
Fine.
You and Hallie got into a fight on top of one of the canals.
Yeah.
Nuance.
Yep. It was your counter spell back and forth. And I thought that I'd written to you earlier this week and said that, so I do apologize. Yeah, so
Apologize.
apologize. So yeah, this is Mornhaven. Let's see here. The Lich is over here. See that?
Oh, what a lich.
What a Lich.
I don't know what a lich is.
A lich is a wizard that is a super high level wizard that has used magic to basically become immortal by becoming undead.
Ew.
And they keep their soul in a thing called a phylactery. And it's so if you kill them, they just come back eventually.
Kill the Horcrux.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're pretty ew.
Yeah, they're pretty awfully strong.
Gross.
And then over here is where the beholder is.
8.
The partying beholder.
The partying beholder. What's his name? Decarve.
Fancy.
And Jasper Cotton and Drusilla Bane are in the palace there.
Sorry, who is where?
Jasper Cotton and Drusilla Bane are in the palace.
Okay. And that's the like thing up on the hill that shines the light that if we try to attack it, everybody shows up.
Yup. And also contains the entrance to the
Prison.
that one.
I just have that Steven Universe song stuck in my head now.
That's
Come
weird.
live. Nope. If I can get the words right. Come live with us in the palace.
Is there anybody?
For you.
Is there anybody in the green area? Or gray or whatever it is, like the
Oh, like this
Look over here.
section.
yeah.
This is kind of what you're learning from the people, your allies, is that the Lich also kind of controls this area.
Okay.
And Decarve is these 3 spots.
And then the names of the 2 in the middle.
The names of the 2 what?
Oh, I thought you said there was 2 people in the.
In the palace.
Gotcha.
sector.
I did.
Yes.
Jasper Cotton
I'm trying
and
to write it
Drusilla
all down,
Bane.
so I don't have.
No,
to.
it's fine. I just didn't know what you were referencing by the middle.
Gotcha. Bane and.
Drusilla Bane and Jasper Cotton.
Okay.
Jasper,
I have
you
it.
met with when you were in. He's the chancellor. When you were here before, he's the one who gave you the. What do you call it? Oh yeah, the quest to go get the thing from the giants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we rocked that.
He also gave me the ick.
Yeah.
You slept with him?
No, like, ew, I don't like this guy.
Mm-hmm. Smarmy, definitely smarmy. And Drusilla Bane is his witch.
Right.
Jasper Cotton needs to, in my head, looks sort of like Solomon Kane with like the Puritan hat and the. Because like Jasper Cotton seems like a very Puritan name.
That's one of the themes I went with for the Midlands is old,
Americana.
yeah, kind of. What did they call it? I can't remember. Let's see. You can see pictures. There we go.
Ah.
Oh, great. I love a link.
So where we left off was where that guy, the evil druid guy, had just shown up,
Yeah.
or are we now resting and dying?
We walked into a room led by Merrick back to sort of our safe area where we could rest, I thought. And sitting there or walking in, or yeah, I think he was sitting in the corner and I noticed him.
Yeah, you were hugging the twins when you saw like the glow of a pipe across the room from you, and you just caught in the light.
Yeah, like an anti-Strider moment, if you will.
Yeah. It's like, oh look, evil Strider. Roll 20 really gives me the red ass sometimes.
Orlok's like, well, we should look at these treasures we found and rest before we decide which one of the evil world-destroying monsters we're going to face next.
Yeah. Kismet just kind of is a little quiet and just kind of eyeing him, waiting for him to make a move.
Eliza's going to go up to Orlok and say, how long should this take us?
Which part? The resting part or the fighting part?
Both. How many days until we're able to get to the palace?
Well, if we're resting after each of these encounters, 2. Fight the Lich or Beholder, rest. Fight the whichever one we didn't fight the first time, just then, rest again, palace.
How much faster would it be if I didn't need to rest?
How much faster would it be if you didn't rest? It would still take 2 days because the rest of us need to.
What if I took on 1 or 2 of them on my own?
Eliza, I don't think that's wise.
Are you very religious?
Don't make me choke on my food, Eliza.
I mean, I know some religious types look forward to meeting their god. I didn't know if you were one of those types. A lich or a beholder is not something to face by yourself.
No, but if
Especially
I were to
whatever
kill a
minion
lich or a beholder with the sword, I would be unkillable.
That's not precisely true. After all, someone had the sword before you did, and they are now dead. So,
Going to die with it or without it. What does it matter?
yes, everybody dies.
If you die killing some silly monster and you don't see your mother because of that, What a waste with all of this been.
Yeah, when it's so preventable, if we can just work together.
2 days. I can do 2 days.
Aye.
And she grabs some blueberries and gets to eating.
Remember, Eliza, you need to think about which of these thoughts are yours and which are coming from the blade.
The blade hasn't penetrated my thoughts yet. I know the difference.
I kind of look over at Willow, and I'm not sure if that makes me feel better or not.
Well,
I don't know if I can eat.
prefer it to her not having experience with one or the other. I trust her to know her senses.
Right, well, let's look at this coffer then. Orlok goes over to a table and pulls out.
Kismet. Paradox has been watching you all talk. He just kind of stares at you in the eyes.
How close is he to us? I'm
10
imagining
feet?
it's like. Yeah.
I would also like to point out he may be staring at Kismet, but he definitely has at least Eliza. Like, if you could imagine, this is way too anime, but he's glaring at Kismet, and then behind Kismet, because of Eliza's head, like.
Kismet is on a couch, hugging twins. You have this quick conversation here.
Okay.
And then,
it's Eliza's head sort of coming up from behind the couch.
What I mean more so is I feel like Willow and Eliza are very aware.
I don't think Eliza notices. Eliza's very fucked up right now.
True.
With the conversation that she just had, I don't think she notices.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And Orlok doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, am I the only one who does? Fuck you
Eric
guys.
Boone thought he heard a puppy, so he's just really distracted right now.
Oh my god.
He's on a table. He's on a table.
He's just like
Knees up the
very,
chest.
very largely like
no.
squatted down, very small, and is touching the puppy with like one claw, and is like, "You are very cute."
No, he's afraid of puppies.
He's afraid of
afraid.
puppies.
You stay over there.
They're his worst fear.
Oh,
Like
right.
Herman Munster.
Oh, poor guy.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Yeah, now is
Well,
not
we
the
got
time
blueberries.
we're arguing through all of that.
yeah. He's just kind of watching you. Eye contact. And then just turns and leaves.
Has he left the room?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like a bunch of different rooms down here too, so.
I just sort of lean over to the twins and just like ask quietly, like, where are you staying? Is there a place where we can talk? We were so rushed last time.
Well, let's see here. A moment.
Live in a shoebox in the middle of the road.
Oops. This whole well, I can't find the person's name right now. And they say
Make it up. We won't remember.
she was killed in the initial invasion when all of the fiends came flooding out. So I think we're technically free, though they've been keeping an eye on all of us and making sure that we're okay. Which is how we got them to bring us here. We can, I'm sure, talk somewhere around here if you want to.
Do we have rooms that they gave us where we're staying, like a little?
Yeah, they're not like it's not like a hotel.
No,
those
just
are
like
in the
some-
sewers, but there's like
Cots or,
yeah, there's cots in like adjoining big, concrete rooms.
That's fine. I just want to go and find like a little corner space somewhere where we can talk, because we can just sign to each other and nobody else is going to know what we're saying.
All right. They follow
For
you.
anyone who doesn't remember, I believe it's Theron is deaf. Shown
right.
is not. But we will sign when we're talking to each other. We're both signing and speaking out loud, so as not to exclude. But we're all capable of having a silent conversation that, unless somebody knows sign language, they wouldn't be able to understand.
Is the sign language like a private thing that you guys invented, or is it like there's our common?
I don't know. I think I would have to say that's a maybe a world thing for John. Is like if there is sort of like a Aldgate equivalent of sign language, or if it's maybe regional, or if it's not something that's so prevalent that like there is just sort of like you figure it out with the people that are around you.
There is not like an ASL equivalent. The closest you have is there's some gestures and stuff in Thieves' Camp that mean certain things to certain people, and you probably base it off of that and made up your own thing.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is cool. The first modern treaty on sign language phonetics was from 1620 in Spain.
Oh, really?
I don't think it really caught on, but so one guy figured out what they did. That's neat. I didn't realize it was that old.
But yeah, so I just want to get alone with them in a corner where I can just ask them some questions without other people hearing what I'm saying.
Sure. Other people like your friends or just anyone? Or
It doesn't
the
matter.
other people?
I'd be able to share information with my friends, but I can't have this silent conversation in a way that they'll be able to understand. So
Dorothy McCurdy. She was the one who was holding the twins, and she's now dead.
thank you. Fuck you, Dorothy.
Fucking Dorothy. Fuck you.
He knows what she did.
And Willow's like, I don't really know her, but I support Kismet, so.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So, what did you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, firstly, just to say that I'm so glad that you're both all right, and I don't know what kind of a hold these people think that they have over you, but there's no way they'll be able to deny us after we free the city. We're gonna take care of all these monsters, and when we do, you'll be with me. I'll get you wherever you want to be. We'll set you up with a shop somewhere in a nice place.
Where
Get you some
Where do you live?
security or something.
do you live?
And I don't technically really right now have a place that I'm living. We did have a castle, but the king's kind of pissed off at us right now. So
You pissed off a king.
Well, he was trying to do something that was really stupid. and dangerous. He's not really like angry, he's more like disappointed. He wants us to come
that's
and
worse.
talk to him and tell him why we did what we did, and then he'll sort of decide if he's angry anymore. But we got to do some things before we can do that. I mean, I could try and take you with me, but it's not an easy road, and we're often in battle in one way or another, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Honestly, I just want to get out of Mornhaven. I've been here my whole life, and being forced to stay here is terrible.
We'll get you out.
But I also don't want to go to prison with you if that's what happens.
That's what I mean. We'll find a nice place and set you up. We're not hard at cash right now, and something tells me that by the time we're done with this little escapade, we'll be doing just fine. I can set you up somewhere. Get you your own place. You can sell your own wares that you want to for your own pockets.
That would be great. The people, Mrs. McCurdy, she made a lot of money off our boxes. I'd like to actually see some of that.
Where in the city is the shop?
It is... It was in the Gate District.
Just for because it would be a lot of technical questions, but like I would basically just want to get from them where it was, and then I don't know, I might even try and sneak out tonight. But if not, like we can go and maybe see if there's anything left. Like if she died, I mean the city's in ruins, half of it's on fire.
Well, she burned to death in the store.
Well, maybe there's something left. Gold doesn't burn.
Melts, but
Still
still,
gold.
you could still melt it back into. Yeah, I mean, maybe some of our boxes survived, or some of our locks.
I'll see what I can find. And if I can't, then we can go back after we've killed the monsters and see what maybe you two can find.
That sounds like a plan.
But right now, I need to know what Paradox is doing here. How long has he been here?
Hard to say. We haven't been down here as much, but I have seen him around. He came and asked about you, actually.
And?
He said we didn't know where you were. It's technically true.
Did he seem, I don't know, angry?
Yeah,
Sorry?
seemed very angry.
Cool.
But he has like resting angry man face.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know,
But that was before the escape, before the whatever you call this thing. Incursion, is it? No, it's not incursion. It's...
Monster Apocalypse?
All right, we'll call it that.
Aye.
So
Well, right
I think
now
he's
he
been.
needs
I
my
think
help.
he's been working with the syndicates, helping them out,
Aye, that
getting people out of the
tracks.
city and stuff. Hard to say.
If you hear anything, you two are small. This place isn't that big. Keep your ears open. See what you can
And they
hear.
both do this thing that they've always been able to do, where they wiggle their ears.
All right.
I'm gonna make this right. And right now he needs me. They all do. We'll use that as leverage and deal with the rest when it comes. Stay safe.
We're
Right,
going
got-
to stay with you tonight, if you don't mind. We're going to stay here.
That'd be fine.
Orlak.
Hello.
Hello. You wanted to.
We curl up with each one of them under my arms and I'm hugging my babies.
My babies.
So yeah, I want to look at the arcane coffer and then the rings.
All right. In that order, or do you want the rings first?
I guess the coffer first, because he already knows the rings are magical. He doesn't know what the deal is with the coffer yet.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. That would be a 28.
28. Very nice. You start looking at this, and you can see that, like, these are protection spells, like non-opening spells, like that sort of stuff. And each one of them is interwoven into the other one. All of
Does
the
it
runes.
seem like they're aimed at outward or inward? Like, is it to
they're-
keep people from opening it, or like keep people like? Is it like don't open this box, or is it more like anti-theft thing?
It is more like it is designed to keep the box from opening.
That's so. These seem like non-standard anti-theft things.
Correct. This is very much some sort of like custom magical box that has had some extremely intricate wards put on it. But with a 28,
Okay.
you think that a series of dispel magics focused into the right spots could dispel it all.
Do I get a sense? Well, yeah, and it's more. This is more along the lines of, should I be doing that? Like, so, do I get a sense that of like, does this seem like something that somebody has put together in order to protect whatever's in it, or is it more like a, oh my god, I put the worst evil possible into this box, and I got to keep people from opening it?
It is an ornate, beautiful box, and you have found that when people are trying to keep something in a box, they don't care about how it looks on the outside.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to start casting dispel magic.
Okay. Make a spellcasting check.
All right. Let's see. That's my primary thing. That would be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you kind of work your hands through it, and you do your dispel magics, and you kind of focus it into the right place, and one string of those runes just, they kind of go dark. You didn't notice. They're not like glowing or anything,
But
but
got duller.
yeah, they got duller. And now you need to find the second spot.
All right.
Like discern how, so another Arcana check.
Let's see. This one is a 22.
22. Very nice. You kind of decipher where along everything, the runes, this one particular band goes. They're not just intricate, but they are intentionally confusing. But you are very, very smart and figured out over the course of the next few minutes. And there's another place there you can focus another Dispel Magic if you want to make another casting check.
That would be a 16.
Just makes it. Mhm. This one, now that you've done one, it seems to be slightly easier.
I'd like to, as a player, apologize if I end up blowing up this entire hideout by doing all this stuff, but or like definitely wouldn't be checking with anybody. All right, keep
It's like,
going.
ooh, a puzzle. And there's one last band, another Arcana check.
16 plus 10, 26.
26.
Damn.
No problem.
I have a plus 10 to Arcana.
And,
Look, I don't have a lot of skills, but I have this one.
and one more Dispel
My
Magic.
sleight of hand is plus 13. It's all right.
That would be a 19.
19. Yeah, you can feel that it no longer is protected, but it is locked.
I don't know how to open this. Where'd Kismet go?
I mean, if you're looking for me, you
Make a
would be
perception roll.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm great. 13.
13. Do you get up and look around, or just try to spot her from where you are?
I mean, if I don't see her by looking around, I'll get up. I take the box with me, but I get up and I go look for her.
You see her cuddled up with a couple of those little flesh bags.
No, halflings
Mm.
or children. Who can tell?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. So I walk up and I go, "Can you open this?" I already took the magic off.
Thank you for taking the magics off.
You wouldn't be able to get it open if I hadn't done that.
She's struggling internally because she is so irritated and was so happy and comfortable 2 minutes ago. But also knows that he's just not gonna go away until she does it.
Fair.
And it's just puzzle bonus time. And she whips out her little lockpicks and goes to work.
All right, make a lockpicking check.
Thanks for putting that in my thing, by the way.
Makes it so much
Oh,
easier.
thank God. That was almost a 2. 18 plus 8 is 26.
This particular lock, you had a collection of locks that you used to practice on in your spare time. This particular lock puts them all to shame.
So it
It's-
piques my interest.
Yeah, and it's you kind of go and you're looking at it and you're like, oh man, the keyway is really tight, so putting the tension in there is really hard, and then you're hitting the different different pins, and they keep resetting and coming back, and you're like, what am I doing? And it takes you a good
Oh, that one goes sideways.
Exactly. And you're like, oh, this has a bar that's coming across it right here. And so you have to reset a bunch of times. But you're clearly having a blast. And it takes you a good 10 minutes to kind of figure out what's happening inside this thing.
During that
before-
10 minutes,
Yeah.
Orlac doesn't move. He's just standing and staring
Does he blink?
occasionally.
like a gecko, he just licks his eyeballs.
That's why Draken are really popular.
Yeah. It's kind of gross to watch, but the side benefits.
Once you go Draken.
After a
I could
good
make
10
a series
minutes
of jokes here, but I'm not going to.
of trying to get into this thing, and getting a little bit of coaching from your lockmaker friends.
Oh yeah, I assume that like we're all kind of like collectively like look, and I'm describing it to them, and like, oh, what about this and this and that.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you know who this looks like a custom-made lock from this specific person and all that, and then finally you just like, it finally opens.
Good.
And it's actually as I recall, it's about this big. It's more of a chest than a box.
Or like reaches out and takes it back. Thank you.
Well,
And then turns and
I want to
leaves.
know what's in it. Come back and open it here. I opened it.
He's in the other room.
He walked off with it.
Well, come on. And
He walks back to where Ergoon was and puts the chest on the table and he opens it.
All right.
Kismet follows him into the room, flanked by Theron and Shonen.
And Ergoon says, "Wait. Should I have my sword out when you do this?
Why?
You seem to be concerned about the box. What
Oh,
if
no,
you have
I
to fight it?"
figured. No, it might have exploded.
And it has not exploded.
No, I took the magic off and then Kismet opened it with her pick things.
It was a really cool lock.
Very well. Proceed. Are the rest of you there too, Eliza and Willow?
TPK, let's do it.
All right.
Eliza had
we all
been-
gather in fireball formation.
Eliza had been prepping arrows and getting arrows and stuff ready for the longbow, but when everyone else went to the other room, she went, what's it?
And this is kind of like, it's a sitting room, but it's like if it's like a Red Fair person sitting room. All the furniture's broken, a little bit gunky. It looks like, yeah, this is all stuff that they found either in the sewers or somewhere nearby. And you reach over and you kind of open it up, and inside it looks like there are iron bands around the stuff that's in there. Which
Ryan knows what that is.
the first thing that you see, and it looks like the iron bands are there to keep everything kind of like secure in where it is. And the first thing you see is a very, very fine piece of cloth. It's like a super fine silk with patterns in it. One of the most intricate things you've ever seen.
Are the bands?
And it's all folded up like it could be some sort of garment.
Are the band you said are keeping the things in their cubbies, or is it like preventing them from escaping and killing a bunch of people?
Hard to say. Make an insight check.
Okay. Yeah, I'm great at this. Oh no, actually, I'm pretty. No, Allard was terrible at this. Orlac is good at this. 26.
26. It looks like it's all designed to keep whatever is in there in its place.
Oh, okay. So not okay. Not like the books like in like whatever library like yeah, they try to eat you. Okay, so pattern cloth.
Yep. You take it off.
Yeah.
All right.
Pick it up.
Pull it out. Do you look at it or?
Yeah, I'll look at it.
All right, you look at it, and it is a very, very fine embroidered, like red silk robe with like blue flowers and almost like a kimono.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Underneath that, you see 3 leather scroll cases. These are also supremely crafted.
I will investigate those.
All right. Kind of slip them out of their iron bands, pull it out.
Gotcha.
They used to have rules for like identifying a scroll. Now it's just like you look at it and then you realize what that is.
Yeah, because you read it.
Yeah,
because this is what
I
you do.
prepared
Because you can
explosive
read it.
runes.
Look at a little elfman.
I recognize these. These are very high level spells. This
Getting
one
some
creates a
good
extra
slow
planar gate. This one creates a extra planar prison. And this one kills with a word.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn. With a word?
Yes.
Business.
Uses one of the
Careful,
ancient,
Eliza.
uses one of the ancient primordial languages where the words had power in and of themselves.
Okay, so like I'm not going to accidentally set it off.
No. But your name is a killing word. No, it's not. That was wizard humor.
Oh my god.
I didn't think you made jokes.
I didn't.
Also, Kismet had picked up the kimono robe thing and was just kind of like looking at it and was like about to put it on maybe when Orlok said, and this one kills with a word. Just to sort of like,
And I think he like one of his like he does side eye, which I guess with Draken, I don't know how side eye that could get. And he goes,
will this do anything?
You might want to wait for me to identify it first, or eat you.
She looks at Willow and be like,
Tasty.
Oh,
Underneath this, the scroll cases are pieces of wood that are banded, and underneath those pieces of wood, it's to protect the cover of 3 books.
Orlok would
take-
look excited, except I'm not sure Drake can do that. But he goes, totally.
Fire guys.
Kismet looks supremely unexcited.
I investigate the books.
Freaking books. Psychic books.
This one explains how to create golems. This one, very rare. Huh. Only read about this one. Actually, he might not. That last one, he might not know. I might have to make some sort of check on that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you think it's so, like, whispered about that he would know about it. I mean, I know about it, but like I know what it is, but be the player.
I
Or do I
think,
do I just sort of thumb through it and go, oh, this is what this is?
yeah, you kind of thumb through it, and you can kind of figure out what it is. And the theme that you're getting here is this is all bad shit.
Yeah. This one is necromantic in origin and involves animating dead and
Yeah,
Speaking
all
of
this
the
stuff
dead.
is extremely rare, and now you know probably where all this platinum came from.
what's the third book? You said 3. Sorry.
Yep, I just sent you last one.
Oh, okay. This one could be potentially be useful. This is a magical book that, when you read it, your insert game term here, your physical health and well-being improves. Your constitution increases by 2 if you read the book
For how long?
permanently.
Shit.
Permanently? More?
Ben!
Hello.
Wow, my arm looked really rubbery there. I'm a Muppet.
I'd like you all to know that the official names of these books are How to Train Your Golem, Shaun of the Dead, and Get Swole Quick.
Hannon.
Beautiful work.
Thank you.
John, does it say what kind of golem?
Oh,
Golem.
Or do I have to roll?
it's flesh.
Ew.
A precious one.
Squishy.
Flesh golems. Disgusting. Scale golems, that would be more appropriate. Flesh. Why would anybody want that?
I mean, in this one very particular case, I'm going to agree with you and say yes, scale golem beats flesh golem.
Glad you've come to see reason. Is there anything else in the box, John? Or is that phenomenal wealth? Is that phenomenal wealth the only thing that was?
What else?
That is all you find in the box.
I guess I will.
Fine.
I'm gonna roll some Arcana on the cloth thing. Figure out what that is.
Kismet's just like holding it up.
Arcana, or are you gonna identify?
I do not have Identify prepared today, so I guess I'll just use Arcana.
Wizard things.
See if it's spooky.
He's a lizard wizard.
He is.
Wizard.
He rhymes. Ooh.
He rhymes. You as a person rhyme. That's funny.
Can I? Wait, let me look this up. Actually, can I do this as a ritual?
Oh yeah.
Did your mom is a
identify
ritual?
as a ritual.
Is it? It doesn't say. Effects prepared.
I was about to be like, do you as a ritual?
Whoa.
Oh, it is a ritual. Yeah, so I guess I will do it as a ritual. So I will spend however long that is.
Take it out to dinner first.
I thought you just called dibs on Orlac, so I wasn't.
I'll be here if anybody needs me.
It's all right. Me, the person, the player, would totally call dibs on Orlac, the character.
He's a lizard wizard. Of course you would. God. He sent me a direct message earlier.
Oh, dear
I like
God.
a picture as like a commercial, like. Anyway, yeah. So I'll do Identify.
All I'm saying is,
okay.
when all of this is done and over, Kismet is definitely visiting wherever Orlac and Argoon are from, and she gonna get down for a little while.
I mean, Imperia.
But specifically the dragony area.
We'll take you there.
Drinking.
Drinking and dragon.
What aspects of your community are non-communal? Are they all communal?
I would love to know.
Yes.
So you spend the next 10 minutes ritually casting this.
I don't need another hour to do all the rings. Casting.
We've got time. We killed that fire giant in like under a minute.
True.
And all of the...
So like we've got the rest of the day-ish or whenever it was, but like we still have time to rest and then get back to it.
It's a very very tough 1 minute. It was a very exhausting 1 minute.
So Ben, what we found was in that arcane coffer was whatever oh, ew. Yeah. So Orlac, I had to wait for LJ's there. Good. Orlac reaches over and takes it out of Kismet's hands and goes, "You don't want to put this on." And he like carefully folds it and puts the iron bands back on it.
He did say, "Oh, ew," before he did that, so I...
This is a robe of flaying. I assume you prefer to have skin.
Yeah.
Some people prefer
Is
to
it
have
cursed?
scales.
It is a cursed item.
But it's so pretty.
We'll put this back.
Okay. Can we commission somebody to make something similar without the icky flaying part?
Can we?
If there's one place
get-
you could do it, it's Mornhaven.
Or
Can we
like,
just get rid of the magic?
or like looking at you quizzically. You want to have a garment that looks like a robe of flame, but isn't one?
Well, it's pretty if it didn't.
Yeah. It's silky. Look at the rich colors.
Take your skin off.
Do you not like? I mean, besides that part.
Well, it doesn't necessarily take off your skin. It just clings to you, sapping your body and cutting off your air as it slowly, then it slowly tears the skin off you. Sure, if you want to have a garment that looks like that, I'm sure one can be procured. I'm not sure why you'd want that, but
Can you forcibly put it on someone?
Ooh, that's dastardly.
from my understanding, you have to, a cursed item, usually you have to attune to it, and then, because you think it's something else. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, your identify spell would determine that no, you do not have to attune to this thing.
Oh, you can just
put it
throw
on
it on
and you're
someone?
fucked. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying like yay, flaying, yay, flay, but like, I don't know,
As a torture device, you mean?
Hey.
be not a terrible thing to have locked in a box in a very safe place in a hole in the, you know, where we know where it is, but no one else does, and just
You could.
for a rainy day.
Sure.
What if you had a robe made that looked like the robe of flame, but wasn't, and then you walked around wearing the fake one, and then you intimidated the shit out of everybody who knew what a robe of flame looked like?
Or they were
Don't mix
just
those
like,
up.
wow, that's a really cool robe. And you're like, oh my God, I have another one. I'm so nice, I'm gonna give it to
You
you.
guys, we just got so much platinum. We can buy whatever we want.
So Ben, what we found in the besides this robe of flame was 3 scrolls, one of gate, then one of imprisonment, and one of power word kill. A manual of flesh golems, a necromantic book full of necromancy spells, and a manual of bodily health that increases your constitution by 2
If you read it.
when you read it. And then and then we have 5 rings that I'm still identifying. So yeah.
With all this money, we could buy a castle and have large parties and things. That would be fun.
Technically, we already have one.
Well, technically we had one.
But technically, we
How
still
does
have
one
it.
lose a hold?
I don't
It's
know if
more like we have to go talk to Uncle King before we're allowed to go back.
I
but
really
it's still-
thought we'd left Uncle King behind when it left.
Technically ours.
It's so hard to leave family behind.
I mean,
Tell me about it.
technically, if I make up with the king, I'm still able to inherit like my father's entire estate.
Yeah, we did have a pretty sweet castle, and there's like a lot of dwarves there who are bringing back to life an ancient dwarven forge, and
And the best cobalt chef you have ever met.
just the sweetest little thing.
I forgot how to
He's, he serves kobold. That seems.
No, he is a
Let's
kobold.
go there and
He's a
immediately
kobold.
dispatch this person who dares to serve up our
He
scaled
is
brethren.
a kobold. He
No,
is
he
a kobold.
is a kobold,
He's
and
also
he
a
is a
chef.
chef.
That's
He doesn't cook kobolds. That would
He's a
be
kobold
barbaric.
who cooks.
That's different, of course.
You all are
Says the man who ate a
extremely
human head.
rich.
Says the draken who ate a human head.
Well, we're rich if we can get back in the good graces of the king.
I am not used to having things, and you seem to have many things.
Well, now we have a lot of platinum, and I mean, I don't know.
I can teach you how to shop.
You can have things if you have money.
Yeah, money buys a lot of stuff. Especially a lot of money. A lot of
We
money.
should
will-
probably free the city so that there is.
But also, there's probably a lot more money in a lot of these other burned up and abandoned places. So, like, we can get more so you can have more things.
Doesn't it belong to the people who had the city?
Not if they're dead.
Yes, this falls under the rules of looting and or pillaging.
Yeah, unfortunately, Keith is correct about this.
But we are actively saving.
Yeah, and we're also paying ourselves a reward in looted items from people who are deceased, and we are keeping everyone else from becoming deceased.
They're just fleshlings.
Hey,
Since they can't
We
pay
have-
us for
Remember
paying
that remark.
ourselves.
So Orlac gets
Or
done
like
with
we have
okay.
to be. No, we have to appreciate our fleshling friends. These people are nice people. We like
Yes.
them.
These ones. I have no problem increasing my hoard by taking the things in these that are in these burnt out buildings.
squishy.
Like Ergun's like.
So flexible. So Orlac gets done with the rings and goes, so these rings, this one allows you to walk upon water. This one is a ring of protection.
Join me.
This one is a ring of the ram that creates a battering ram of force. This one is called the ring of temporal salvation. Ergun, remember, one of our teachers had this. When they die, they reappear they go back in time slightly.
This sounds familiar.
Little time
We should
repeat.
give it to Willow. Willow is close to death often.
Yes.
Hey. They were very small and squishy.
And this one,
These creatures are Mars.
Wait. The one where you can die and come back.
yes, the ring of temporal salvation.
Would that remove the bond I have with the sword?
Interesting.
You said the cure was for me to die.
Well, it sounds like it's kind of
Sounds like this ring. You like
If
go
I
back in time.
if I had a-
and die.
If I had a guess, the ring works through time, and so it would revert yourself to a past self that would still have the bond. Although this is more in Orlac's territory, I'm just kind of.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry. My cats are hissing at each other.
Oh no. It's because
They've
one
never
smells
done
like
that before.
a place.
No, it's because Buddy's wearing a cone and Elton is super freaked out by Buddy. So Elton's getting ready to attack Buddy, who had surgery today. So sorry.
Okay.
Ah,
Orlac's thinking about it, and he's
Yeah.
technically, Ergun's right. It technically moves you back in time, but you do have to die in order for it to happen.
But it could move me back into a place in time in which I wasn't attached to the sword.
It doesn't go that far back. It's just a moment, but it doesn't actually. Some scholars believe it doesn't actually move you in time. It just brings back health from another time. It's called temporal salvation, but technically, out of character for a second, it does say if you die while wearing this, you reappear in an unoccupied space with X number of hit points. And it's only usable once, and then it just crumbles to dust. But Orlac finally goes, I'm honestly not sure. Though I think you shouldn't try to die just to test the theory.
No, but
What if the ring doesn't work?
right.
This
Well,
one
I'm just-
is squishy.
I'm just wondering if I should have it on me. just in case I would be dying anyway.
Given our
You are
given our
strong.
conversation from a moment ago, I think that would be unwise.
True.
I find that through adversity, one tends to better oneself, especially one's. Sorry, common words are tough for my dragon mouth. Anyway, it would be you are strong, Eliza. you can handle a sword. Sword is, while bad, you are good and better.
I'm sure I
Yes.
can handle the sword. Well, it's a potential option.
Kismet,
Kismet did offer to kill me a few days ago.
Well,
I'm not offended. It was an excellent suggestion.
No, but just
Is this something that Kismet does as a you're not truly one of Kismet's friends until she offers to kill you thing?
More
No.
like you are truly one of her friends, and so she offers to kill you.
And I
To
look
help.
forward
Right
to
there.
that day.
Kismet's getting really uncomfortable with this conversation and is eyeing that Get Swole quick book. How long is that book?
I think you have to read it.
6 hours.
It gives con, or is that what it does?
It permanently increases your constitution and your constitution maximum by 2.
Well, does anybody have a 20 con?
Oh, I'm at 16.
I'm at 18.
I'm at 14, y'all.
I'm at 18.
my con.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to give it to Kismet, since she's up front all the time.
Yeah.
Can you only read it
Well-
once?
You can only read it once.
Willow, what's yours?
It loses magic, but regains it in a century. So you got that.
I live a while.
Oh, you have to spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book.
Okay.
Yeah, and my con is 16, so I'm okay.
Yeah. If Kismet
I
is the
wouldn't
lowest
mind.
and Kismet is the one up front all the time, I don't mind it being Kismet. I knew you had a weak immune system.
Yeah, I've spent so much of my.
Huzzah.
Well done.
Kismet usually one uses weights to increase strength. If you wanted to increase your constitution, perhaps you should drink more.
I'm really good at drinking.
Out of character for a second.
Yep.
Why haven't we given Eliza the gauntlets of ogre power yet?
Because she's a dex person.
Yeah, but she now has a sword that works off strength.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
that's
two
true.
people, the only person who could use it is Ergun, and his strength's already higher than than what that gives you.
Also, my strength is 11.
I think it's
was
because
mine.
maybe when we got them, Eliza wasn't here and we forgot.
Yeah, probably.
Or she didn't have the sword yet.
Oh,
A lot of stuff we
or you don't
forget
have the
about.
slots.
Well,
Or you
I'm
don't have the
also
slots for it.
I'm trying not
It
to
does
use
require
the sword.
attunement.
Just FYI.
Right.
That's true.
Oh yeah, no, it does. It does require attunement. At least the standard.
I will gladly grab that though.
Yeah, the ogre power. Yeah,
Yeah.
You have to attune to them, but
Done. So I think
It's
we're
done.
going through everything, and I'm like, guys, what is that? How long have we had that for?
Oh,
Yeah, there's like dust on it. You know.
Kismet takes the
is
the
so
bag of holding and just turns it inside out, and there's like troll dicks and shit that come.
No, I think this stuff was all in the portable hole, so it's like on shelves and stuff with like labels. and Eliza's like, "Hey!" Like we're just hearing from inside the hole. Hey, did you know we have these gauntlets of ogre power?
You know, we have these gauntlets of ogre power.
yeah, we're like raiding
Over
down
what?
shed.
ogre power.
Over what?
Easy.
Yum.
Eggs.
I like eggs.
You guys, my athletics just went up to 12 plus 12.
Wow.
Sweet.
Nice.
Plus 12? That's insane.
And I have advantage if I'm using the rope.
Why did it go to 12? Is that the?
If I'm
is that a gauntlet
climbing,
thing?
if I'm climbing the rope of climbing, I have
Because
advantage.
athletics is based off of strength.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Gauntlets of Ogre Power off of the party pool because now Eliza.
Yeah. Because
Yes.
I put them on and I'm like, oh.
Right. I just think that the only.
Gosh. Sorry.
Do you have expertise in athletics then? Or I'm confused.
I do actually have expertise in athletics. Yes.
That's what it is. Yep. Cool. Dope.
Willow, you might want these necklace of prayer beads.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we found a bunch of stuff when we were going through.
Because like it
Yeah.
gives you, you can use them to cast Bless, Cure Wounds at second level, Lesser Restoration, and Branding Smite.
Oh,
But it's all
shit.
divine stuff, so.
Yeah, I have expertise in athletics and insight.
Orlac would like the scrolls. Because, you know,
What?
I know, wizard.
Color me surprised.
Use them, I don't care. I mean, I
here's-
guess all I'd have to ask is, you know, if you take them, promise not to use the kill word on any of us, or the prison, or gate us somewhere crazy.
Why would I do that?
Well, you wouldn't now, but that's why I'm asking you to promise now.
Oh, but it's because Eliza, and he, Orlac said, of course. And then he looks over to Eliza. Now, Eliza, you have to promise not to use the Gauntlets of Ogre Power to smash anybody here. Apparently, this is what we do when we handing out treasures.
Here.
Up the party, I think, is what Kismet means.
Yeah, any of us. Because those look dangerous and you look dangerous with them on.
Right.
In a good way. I just don't
Eliza
want...
went into a corner and just like smashed a table.
Hey, that's
It's
why I have
really
my
fun.
coffee in the morning.
That was mahogany.
The best part is
This
Eliza
place
feels
looks
really
like
powerful.
the fucking barricade from Les Miserables.
No.
Everything is
That was my
broken.
nook.
Like the best part is Eliza feels really powerful, but her strength is really only at 13 now. So it's not like it's like super high.
My strength is a 19 now. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
19, right.
Yeah. Also, here's
15, 19.
a optional rule that Wizards of the Coast uses for intimidation can be used based on your strength. If you use your strength to do something intimidating, or if you're just like a huge, bruiser guy, you can use it for your intimidation.
What?
Instead of charisma.
Eliza's definitely got some traps going on.
She's yoked.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah,
This
that thing right there. Yeah.
It's so much.
And chest and back. I mean, when she's pulling back 200 pounds constantly, like
I guess.
200 pounds is a little high, but you know what I mean.
I'll have to send you the longbow video that I used to study. It's absolutely insane.
Can anybody else actually use scrolls besides him?
In theory.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
in our
Eliza can.
no. Of our members of our party who are here right now, can anyone else use scrolls?
Yeah, I mean Eliza can, Willow could.
Yeah.
Any of us who
Who cast spells technically can do it. The advantage of giving them to Orlac is that he could actually put them in his spell book, and then when he gets high enough level to cast them, he'll have them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. You just like how you can use them forever. Everybody else would use the scroll once and it would be
And-
gone, right?
Right. If you could cast it. I mean, they're all higher level than even anything I could cast.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
I
but
think they're all 9th level, which is the highest level.
Yeah.
we also have these. And Kismet like pulls out from another part of the shelf the 6 scrolls that we got from the cathedral,
Oh,
which is Witch Bolt, Darkness, Intellect, Fortress, Watery Sphere, Fabricate, and Wall of Force. And I think some of those are much lower level, which you could absolutely use.
Yes.
I like watery sphere. It's just me.
They're at the very bottom of the party pool, Brian.
Okay. If you don't mind me taking them.
Well, Kismet's just sort of like, they're just sitting here. Like, if we could use them and you could use them to help us and we don't die because you have scrolls, then give the wizard the scrolls.
This is a good plan we're having. Increasing our power with these items when we're about to face off with two incredibly powerful opponents is wise.
Thank you.
Who needs a ring of protection?
I already have one. Thank you.
Me too.
I have one as well.
I don't
Ring of
know.
protections for everyone.
I think it should go to Kismet. Well, Kismet, how many hit points do you have?
120.
Okay, I'm at 149, and I usually stay back a little bit. So.
I'm usually very much a meat
You
set.
get this close to dying every time.
Well, it's also a question of how many slots you have left, too.
I have one more attunement slot.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're
and
gonna get
I-
ring of protection. Okay, I will remove that from party.
Seems idea.
I am going to add that to my inventory.
And so
I
the
just
ring
have
of
to sit
temporal
with it for
salvation, is that going
hour?
to... Was that?
I just have to use it for sit with it for an hour, right?
Yeah, you contemplate it over a,
I would like to have it in my backpack as something to consider.
The ring, I think you have to, if I'm not mistaken, you have to attune to it. So if you wanted to use it, it's not the kind of thing you could like pull out right before a battle. And
I don't want to use it. I don't think anyone necessarily wants to use it or attune to it right now. I just would like to spend more time considering that it might be my way out of this other
sure.
object.
The thing about it is that that's a good thing to have is that like
It's
if
plus one to
somebody
all your
is
saving
gonna
throws.
die, like in a battle, they pop back up and then they're not dead, which is it's like a get out of jail free card. But yeah, I mean, Orlac sort of doesn't care, or it has no.
I do, well, I
about it,
guess,
so.
and I would like it to be one of those things where, because you can have someone attuned to it in the middle of battle if they look like they're getting close to dying.
No, you can't.
It takes an hour.
Oh.
It takes an hour.
It takes an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be a fun
Hi, Tiny.
thing.
A little hot potato.
Yeah.
Quick, attune.
You need it.
You might die. Here, take him.
It's not showing me that the ring of protection needs attunement. Oh, it does, but it's not letting me attune it. Where do I do that?
It's the
You
bottom
go-
of your bottom of your items
Well, I see
Or
that
inventory, yeah.
spot,
or inventory.
but I don't know how to add.
So click on the ring of protection that's in your inventory now. And at the bottom of the entry for ring of protection, there's a little attune button. Click that. Oh, you also have to, if it's in your inventory, you have to make sure the little box next to it is filled in. That
I did that because
Okay.
I knew I had to do that. And it says that it requires attunement, but then there is nothing. It just has a picture of it.
No. So go back to your inventory, the
Yes.
main inventory screen, go all the way to the bottom. And it'll say items requiring attunement, and then there's a set of boxes next to each of the items.
Oh, it's under the attuned items. I didn't go for enough. Thank you,
Yep.
thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Also, if you don't have enough slots, it'll let you know.
No, I have one more slot because John switched an item around for me. So,
Right, so-
that's
So the
on.
ring of temporal salvation, Eliza's taking that? Is that what we're doing?
If she wants
Well,
to.
I can't attune to it without removing my belt of dwarven kind.
Yeah, I think
Gauntlet
I
or
think I should
bracers.
go to Willow.
Yeah.
I just
You get so close to dying, and you spend so much time giving.
I've only died
to
like
people.
twice. It's okay.
I don't want something to happen to her because we're hoping that maybe if something happens to you, that maybe it severs the connection.
Well, we don't have time to bring you back this time.
All right, so Willow's taking ring of temporal salvation.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That was some cold shit there, Eliza.
Yeah. Okay.
Ain't got time to bleed. Ain't time to resurrect you.
New Eliza's kind of metal.
If you get killed, walk it off.
Ain't my first kill rodeo.
Stop dying.
So can I get that? Orlac is going to take this ring of shine scales because he wants to look pretty, and that's
Aw.
his vibe.
He's pretty
Like-
boy.
He puts on his ring after attuning to it, and he looks great. Scales are super shiny, and
It's just the ugly.
And suddenly it's like you can really relate to him.
Like you could grab a beer with him.
Yeah, he's just like the kind of guy you want to grab beer with.
it's a guy,
Guy.
Just a guy's guy.
Things between two guys.
So if I'm going to use this Ring of Temporal Salvation, I have to unattune to my Ring of Protection and then reattune.
That's tricky. That's a tricky call.
Yeah,
Mm.
because the thing is, currently I have +1 to my AC and to all of my saving throws with the Ring of Protection,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
which is pretty nice. But then the other thing is the Ring of Temporal Salvation is like, you'll get 5 hit points and show up 5 feet over there if you die. And you'll be okay.
Well, how often are you using Flux? Well, I guess you use Flux the Time Bender a lot, right?
I forgot about it for a while, but now I'm starting to try and use it some more. Because we looked through my character sheet.
So all it does, though, is it's just those 2 spells, right? And you once each.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I have 2 charges, and I used them both during our last battle. Just
You could always take it and then decide. Like,
Yeah. Which one you want to attune
Like if we're
to?
going into a really hard battle, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to wear the ring now.
Yeah, like you might want to have Ring of Protection versus the Lich or anybody who's like hand-to-hand combat-y, but a Beholder works all on saving throws. So
Ooh, so we might have to keep those.
half the time our
and
magic's not gonna work
disintegrates
anyway.
shit and
And half the time our magic's not going to work anyway because he'll be anti-magicking us all over the place.
but if he disintegrates you,
Yeah.
magic will be working. Or Finger of Death or whatever it is.
So the Ring of Water Walking and the Ring of the Ram, I mean, and even the Necklace of Prayer Beads, those all require attunement. So
I mean, maybe we keep him in the.
yeah, we just keep them in there for now.
Yeah.
The only other things that are on here is the leather of acid resistance, but then again, we're not fighting anything that's particularly acidy, so.
Yeah.
Was the Ring of Mind Shielding. Actually, Orlok wouldn't mind that if anyone cares. If anyone, Oh no, I think he just got this shiny ring and now he has to use that. That probably requires attunement, right, John?
Yeah.
Shiny scale. Okay, so he's full.
All right. Well, we'll
Yeah,
leave the rest
not
in
afflict
there,
the
and we
boss,
have
but-
him. We have him in.
I am not seeing.
It's a custom item, so now I got to figure out how to add this.
Wait, hang on a second. Yeah, let me fix
okay.
that attunement thing before you
Oh, okay.
do that. Otherwise, you have to delete it and then re-add it to get the new version. That's
Oh, yeah.
dumb. But wait, what's the other version? The other name I gave it first?
Silver
Silvertongue.
or Silver or something.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Good point. The cat's right. We should definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm with the cat on this one.
Very, very opinionated for a second.
Oh yeah, it does. It does have requires attunement. All right, Brian, you should be able to add that just if you have add homebrew content, which I think by now in this campaign you probably have to. So if you just go to equipment and type in Silvertongue, it should come right up.
I'd like to take one of those superior healing potions.
I think it's a drink right now. I'm like, well, we're just gonna rest. But
No. Have.
I had to tell my group this past weekend because they were about to go in and fight a dragon. Oh, speaking of which, I had originally had them fighting a red dragon, like an adult red dragon, and then was like, wait a minute, why don't I make it a blue dragon and use the Razadoon song? They'll fucking love that. And they
I got
Totally did.
Brian has it. Like Finn had it on his phone.
Good.
I gotta say, I really pulled out all the stops on that group. It was a lot of fun.
It looked like a lot of fun.
All right. I took one of those. So I'm gonna edit that down to 3, unless somebody else wants to take some.
I'll take one. Probably should, because I die so much. I was about to type in ring. Oh my god. Potion.
Eliza.
I'm. I guess
Look
I
up how
should
to
probably
add
take-
spells. It's my first spell book.
So those are
Superior.
potions. Superior. Yeah, I'll take one of those.
All right, we've got one left.
I also would like to point out, so I've got 2 potions in here that we've had for a while. I've got the potion of invisibility and the potion of lightning resistance.
That was from our blue dragon fight, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've had them for a while, but if we're going to be facing anything that's, lightning-y, just FYI, one of us won't get hurt.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
Not as much.
Not as much. It's resistance, not immunity, so.
There we go. Cool.
I never remember how this stupid thing works. How do I add spells? No, I don't want to see it on D&D Beyond. I just want to know.
Ooh, I want to take this potion of heroism to have. Gives me 10 temporary hit points for an hour and the effects of the bless spell, which means I get to roll a d4 and add that to my attack roll or my saving throws. That's pretty dope for me.
Mhm.
Are you looking at the party pool list right now?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Again, I still have to look up something in my DMG. It has been a long time since I had to do that.
I am going to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Should we be considering the potions of psychic resistance when facing the Lich
Possibly.
or the
The
necrotic?
Lich is not. They're not. I mean, technically speaking, like Liches, they're just super powerful magic users. So yeah, they might have psychic powers, like spells, but it's more like dangerous that they're going to have like Finger of Death and Disintegrate and Bonko spell resistance.
Potion of stone giant.
resistance by Bonko.
Like knockoff Hasbro.
Oh, we have superior healing potions, 2 places. I'm going to combine them. So actually, we have 2 left.
Stop doing it to the couch. God, you're such a cat. Booga, booga.
The black iron wrought longsword.
That's
Yeah.
from the guard
Evil.
outside of the tower in the
Evil.
But do we know if it's also magic?
Yeah, they're both the longsword and the plate armor are both magical, but John also said they were evil. So,
Okay, so like I don't want them.
well, I mean, I could do more rituals and identify them so we see what the heck they are.
We don't have time for that.
But also,
No, it's
you
10
wear
minutes.
plate armor? Oh, you were talking about the longsword.
Yeah.
Okay, copying a spell. Let's do that.
Eliza's very good with her bow, but she is also quite curious about some of these other things.
So I haven't been able to find the Ring of Temporal Salvation.
It's in.
Yeah.
It's on D&D Beyond.
Oh, it's not coming up for me for some reason.
I believe you have to have go to your manage page,
Mm-hmm.
and that very first one, I think you have to have critical role stuff checked.
Okay, let me see.
John, I'll do 2 more rituals and identify the evil's stuff.
Oh, the
Sword and the armor.
Yes. Yes. Make a spellcasting check.
Here we go.
Spellcasting check. That would be 17 on the die plus a lot.
Plus many.
22.
All right. So you, the armor, you're kind of doing your thing with, and you can feel it like start to like fight back, and you kind of go a little bit.
I'm used to
hard.
intelligent items, so
Yeah, and you just break its will, and you get its secrets out of it. Here's the armor.
Oh, this is demonic plate armor. You don't want to wear this; it's cursed.
What is with all these cursed shit lately?
And the sword.
Places. Okay. Did that not save? It did.
This sword is demonic as well. It's made of infernal iron. It's a hellfire longsword. Ugh. So it's a +2 longsword, which is pretty good. However, a humanoid killed by an attack made with this weapon, its soul is sent to the abyss, where it's reborn instantly as a Lemur devil. So it's probably morally not good.
It's morally ambiguous.
No, I don't think it's ambiguous at all. I think it's pretty much evil.
It depends on who you're killing. On the other hand, we're making more demons.
Devils. But yeah.
Hey.
Well, let's just leave this one in here, I guess.
We won't touch this one.
This is the Lemure devil right there. If you click on that.
Oh.
Hang on, Wes.
Oh.
You. Ah, scared.
No, thank you.
Don't put your dick in that.
Oh.
Don't stick your dick in crazy, folks.
Don't hurt
Kind of looks like Pizza the Hut, to be honest.
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep, definitely. See,
Pizza Hut.
heard about it. Pizza Hut.
Oh my god, hang on.
He ate himself to death. I'm just reminded how absurd that is.
Right. I think we've optimized from what we have.
Yeah, there's probably not enough time to really do these scrolls.
To copy them over.
Yeah.
I mean, could you maybe do like 1 or 2?
It takes 2 hours per 2 hours and 50 gold per spell level, and then I have to make a check.
We also have magic quill and paper. I don't know if you need special paper for your spells or something.
No, it gets absorbed into my staff.
Okay.
I'm working out how much
where you
time.
guys are. Ish.
Oh. Sorry, what was it, John?
I put a circle on the map so you guys know kind of
cool.
where you're. This is such a great map. Thank you, Brian.
It's so lovely.
That's kind of where you are, but in the sewers.
Cool. I mean, I think I'm about ready to sleep for the evening, personally.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any of these right now.
In due time.
Is there there's beds or cots around Don? Or no?
Yeah,
Is
there's.
there one adequately sized for an Ergoon sized dragon or draken?
There are some kind of, I mean, technically mattresses that are are also thrown on the floor, and you just kind of push a couple of them together, and your feet will just kind of hang off the edge.
I'm gonna make like a little nest, a little cushion nest.
Little Draken
This
nest.
little Draken nest. Turn around
So
3
cute.
times.
Yeah.
So,
It's not comfy yet. Not
so
comfy.
copying this 9th level spell is going to take me
Ergoon
18
actually
hours.
purrs.
18 hours?
Yeah, it's 2 hours per spell level.
Oh, damn.
But it only cost me 450 gold each time.
Good thing you have all that platinum.
I'm gonna keep an ongoing list of the scrolls I have and how much time it's gonna take to actually do this.
Yeah, Kismet, after hearing what was in that supremely protected box, you get the feeling that this is you've heard of people who trade in black market magic items, and apparently Orlak stumbled across one of their sashes. This is like super high-end shit that, you know, even the highest level people in the syndicates don't deal in this stuff. So like it's very, very rare. And I mean, he rolled a natural 20, so
Yeah, hence why I'm trying to like sort of break it all up and like, let's just, you know, deal with this really quickly and quietly.
So here's an odd. So when we go after the liches tend to do a lot of things with undead because, you know, they're undead. This Librum of Souls and Flesh, besides having a lot of necromancy spells in it, and it's only usable by a wizard, but one of the things it does is it has these 3 charges, and you can expend a charge to take on the semblance of undeath for 10 minutes. And for the duration, you take on a deathly appearance, and undead creatures are indifferent to you unless you would damage them. I don't know if that's strategically useful for us, but it's a thought to throw out there. And while we're on that subject, who are we attacking next? Because my selection of spells changes depending on who we're going after.
Hey.
Good question.
I feel like I'm slightly more comfortable going after whoever we think we can take out the quickest. I mean,
No, that last battle was like 18 seconds, so
I know, but even though it was that quick, we stayed for a little bit, did some looting, but they started to come.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so Orlak in character, I guess. Orlak's like, well, the Lich is a high-level magic user with many spells, and apparently is holed up in that house or fortress or whatever that place is up on that hill. No doubt surrounded himself with arcane protections and minions. Certainly, when we defeat the Lich, it would behooves us to go through its items and making sure that it doesn't have anything we don't want anyone else to stumble upon. The Beholder, on the other hand, has eye stalks that fire a variety of spells like paralyzation, disintegration, turning.
Yeah, we dealt with an Uber holder.
But it's the anti-magic eye that is the biggest problem.
Yeah, that was really not great when I was trying to fly over a chasm of tentacles on my broom.
No, it wouldn't be. Now, a regular Beholder, we could probably take very easily. However, from what everything you're He's looking at the other people, like the people who are kind of milling about out there. He's like, your friends?
Our
Acquaintances?
allies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Our temporary allies.
Have said, this beholder seems to be popular and has minions. So, there's that.
You see,
Yeah, I feel like if we're gonna go after him, it's
you hear a voice say, yeah, he's got minions, all right. And this little halfling fella comes walking in. He's got a shaved head, tattoos going like up here and down there, and they're like octopus tentacles and stuff. Kismet, make a history check.
I like it when we delve into other people's history. I don't like it when we delve into mine, okay?
fun when it's other people.
It's fun to see you all squirm. Fuck, that's a 21. I'm sure I know this person. Fuck.
You don't know this person in particular, but by looking at the tattoos, the way he's dressed, he's like black leathers on and some daggers, little short scimitar essentially, and a hatchet. He definitely looks like one of Pieces of Eight.
Oh, okay.
The pirates here.
Oh, that's right.
The river pirates.
Thorlak, not knowing any of that, goes, and you are. Besides someone listening in on a private conversation.
So, well, there's a hole in the wall. It's hard not to hear you.
This is a piece of 8, and any information you could give us on position and minions and anything you might know would be greatly appreciated. And she just sort of like gives the thieves' cant sign for like friend, or you know what I mean? Like we're cool. Like, yo, bro, what's up?
And Pieces of 8 are what?
Corbus Goodwort. We're well, we run up and down these rivers along the lake, and you know, sometimes take what we want, run the docks.
You might call them pirates, you might call them enforcers, you might call them just damn good at what they do.
Well,
That's right.
Yes.
He
Corsairs.
pulls out a second tankard from behind his thing, pours a little bit out of his flask and hands it to you, Kismet. It's appreciated.
Anybody who's paying attention has noticed that Kismet is a different version of herself when she's around members of the Brotherhood or any sort of this underworld that you all have sort of found yourselves being aided by. Mm-hmm. She's a little smoother. She's a little cooler. She's a little like, it's that Kismet sort of like flirt, but it's being put to very conscious use.
She's masking.
Yeah, but just like it's a flavor of the Kismet, you know, but it's almost like a honed, polished, like everything is being used for a reason, for a purpose version of herself.
Gotcha.
So what is Goodwort?
Part of Scallywag crew that the Beholder is kind of taken as his own. They're all working together, as it were.
How many?
How many? 100 pirates on a good day.
So it's taken 100 pirates and is having some sort of party with them?
It has made friends with 100 pirates. Well, 99. I'm only pretending. I've got a few of my own eyes down there as well. You people who don't think that we should be working very closely with some scum of his type. We only work with scum of our own type.
Is there any line that the beholder might cross that would go too far with your brethren? I know they like a good time. I know they like a party, but clearly there's a reason you're here. Perhaps there's others that might see reason if they knew what they were really working with.
Well, I do have a few people, but mostly just eyes on the ground, keeping tabs on what he's doing. Most of the group has willingly joined him because he's been willing to share his things, at least so he says for now. So he's in the belly of the boat.
Oh, he's inside of a craft.
Mm-hmm.
A wooden boat?
A wooden boat indeed.
That should be easy.
Wood burns.
And sinks. If you put enough holes in it.
It's true.
Or it just slow it up.
Need to do it in a way where we're not fighting our way through 100 of angry, drunken pirates to do so.
Why?
I mean,
Sounds like a lot.
100 would take us quite a while.
Or you know, 5
Down
minutes.
the other,
Well, that's fair. That would take a while.
the other entities.
Is
Is there any way to get close to the ship? Any weak points you know of in the surrounding area? A good ambush spot?
Well, it's the big problem is he's taking up residence in their hold, and can't really ambush him unless we can get him out of there.
That's
I think we burn him out.
That's incorrect. We could just sink the ship with him in it.
Well, yes, but you asked about an ambush.
I meant an ambush for the ship.
Yeah, if you could sink the ship.
This shouldn't be a problem.
We would just have to confirm that the beholder died and didn't use some sort of magic to escape. I assume the beholder can teleport or breathe underwater by magical means.
They're not usually spellcasters besides their eye stalks. They don't need them. But anything's possible. Is the beholder... what is the beholder doing while this bacchanal is happening on the docks?
He's drinking in the boat. He's partying himself. He doesn't seem like he's all there.
Perhaps we...
Use that to our advantage.
It's possible. It's possible this beholder doesn't... Well, I was gonna say something like maybe we could talk to the beholder and like convince it to, not do shit. But if it's working with the others, then why would it bother with us? Perhaps we could poison it.
How big is a beholder out of game? I don't.
I think it's large.
I know how big our giant one was, but I know that wasn't normal.
It's so
Yeah, I think they're technically large.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, like 10 feet across.
Like, could I put a robe of flaying on him?
It only works on humanoids.
You would look so pretty though.
I was like thinking, like, give him a gift, like Big Lebowski him up, and just be like, "You'd look so great in this, man! Like, cheers, yeah."
Robe really brings the whole eye thing together.
Aw. Brings out all of your eye stalks.
I'm determined to party something to death at some point. Like, just not fight it at all.
Party to death.
Yeah, they're large size. Hang on, right back.
I remember there was one time, like, early times where, like, we ran into a bunch of people and we just, like, talked to it or something. We, like, made friends with an animal or
Right.
we did something that we weren't supposed to do. We just, like
This is what I was looking for.
sidestepped an entire encounter.
So it's large size, which doesn't seem like a lot, but to give you a sense of scale, Wizards of the Coast at one point at one Gen Con covered the floor with 5-foot squares that were measured out 5-foot squares and had like giant sized dice that were sized to those squares, and then put in like a troll and a beholder that was to scale as if the whole thing was a battle mat.
Ooh, cool.
This is the size of a beholder.
Oh my god.
All right, so yeah, not a robe.
That's cool.
Not gonna wear a robe.
I want to it.
Is that better? I can't tell if there's a glare or not because I turned my monitor off so it wouldn't be a glare.
Oh, we could see it.
Yeah, we saw it.
So they're big.
Okay.
In Lorge and in George. I'm gonna be a beholder next Halloween.
I think we burned the boat and
Well, what if we poison it? If it's drinking as much, we can maybe perhaps put some sort of deadly poison into its brew.
right. I guess
it up.
we could.
Give it Everclear.
We need a gallon of Malort. That'll learn it.
Perfect.
Corbis, could you get one of us in there? You said you're pretending,
Aye.
or a couple
I
of
might
us
be able
who
to do
are
that.
less likely to attract attention.
Aye, I could show you a way to get down to the docks, but once we get there, kind of the passages end. You have to go up top side, so maybe I could get a couple of you in, and if you can bluff your way through.
If I can do anything, it's bluff.
I'm a fair bluff.
I'm known to be very charming.
I
Look at these scales.
can.
I think
I
they
can
might
Literally
be
in wild shape, so.
Eliza,
a
you see
couple
him
of
like
Draken as being.
make a persuasion check. Eliza.
Me?
Yeah.
I get a persuasion check? Okay.
The downside to poison is it's actually very hard in 5e to actually die from it. Because they
It
make
used to be a lot easier in AD&D. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like if
Save
it
or
poisoned
death
you,
or
you
die.
straight up died.
24? You say, if there's one thing I can do, it's bluff, and he kind of looks at you. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
John, I want to do a quick insight check on him.
All right.
I want to
What are you
see
looking
if
for?
I can, if there's something, almost like a Sherlock Holmes moment, if there's something about him that like would be obvious to me from looking at him that isn't initially obvious. And that's going to be a 22.
22. What sort of thing are you looking for?
Like, is there a shadow where a wedding ring might have been? Is he missing a clump of hair where he might have gotten too close to a sword? Is he limping in a certain direction? Like something's wrong with one of his feet?
You can see he has one arm is just a shirt with a sleeve that's rolled up, and the other one actually has the sleeve is rolled down, and he has a bracer there and a piece of armor here, which means that he probably uses it to block. And from looking at his hand there, you can see that there are scars across the back of his hand, and like a couple of his fingers are all kind of twisted and fucked up. Like maybe he's had some bad blocks that have broken his fingers.
Yep.
The
And I
other
lean
thing
in and I
about-
go, next time I would maybe try to block someone smaller. You seem like a brave man.
All right then. When you're fighting an ogre, you do what you can.
Problem with ogres.
Willow. In your repertoire of enchantments, you have spells to increase our ability to resist things, yes?
Yes.
We're going to need many of those.
Okay. I'll be studying those before our long rest here.
Here's the thing about beholders, is that it's all about saving throws. Because all of their eye beams are all like, you need to be able to resist all the things that are happening to you in order to get close enough to kill it.
Right, that heroism potion is going to come in clutch for this one. Because that's adding a d4 to my attack rolls and saving throws. For an hour.
Yeah, from a metagame standpoint, unfortunately, they're really good at resisting mental stuff. And that's where usually your spells stuff hits. So it's like all the spells that are like, oh, wisdom and intelligence saves, like he'll shrug that off. Right.
Well, do we want to try and poison him, or do we want to try and burn the boat down and attack him when he escapes?
Well, it can fly, so we can just fly through the water and pop up, I would assume, like a buoy. Evil eye beam shooting buoy. The hard part is, let's say we sink the ship, and we're standing there on the dock, and it pops up. Meanwhile, there's 100 pirates.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if we should poison him, or if we should make it look like he blew up the boats, or something.
I'm not sure I care what the pirates think of us, but
I only care what the pirates think of us, insofar as I would like 100 pirates to not also attack us while we're trying to kill a beholder.
I have a question.
Otis says,
Well, on the subject of those pirates, they've all been partying for a few days and they're not as hardy as they usually are.
so in game terms,
they're drunk off their ass.
well, they're kind of drunk off their ass, but they're also minions, which means one direct attack, any damage kills them.
Ah, gotcha.
Here's the other question. It strikes me like if I'm just using Orlax's knowledge of things, not Brian's, but we're fighting a creature that has beams of bad stuff that it shoots out of its eyes. That seems like rangy. Maybe it's better. Maybe we should go with that other suggestion of like try and ambush it in the ship, because then we get in close. And it can't get all of us in its eye beam, for example, or the anti-magic ray, because we can surround it.
Well, and I don't need magic to hit it anyway.
Sure, but
But it will make all of your weapons and magic items.
Yeah, it makes them go normal.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get any of my like blade, like extra stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not even the plus whatever to hit and damage.
Yeah.
Of these pirates like money. Yes.
I mean,
We don't get into it for the health plan. He smiles and he's got kind of rotten teeth.
Evidently.
Eliza, have you ever thought about buying people?
They usually frown on that in most societies, I think.
Yeah.
Could do that
Sorry,
in
maybe
You can pay
buying.
them. Pay them to do things. Bribe them.
These are more accurate words. Yes.
You, pirate.
Okay. Well,
How
I mean,
much would
I
it
have
cost
thought
to-
about both.
Pirate man.
me, yes.
How much would it be to hire all of the pirates?
Oh, I suppose it depends on if they're for sale or not.
What if we tell them that we're hiring them to come to a party?
Booze.
Well, here's the thing: is they don't always take kindly to people trying to
Bribe?
buy them. They like to, being a pirate's about being your own person. You know what I mean?
No.
Hmm.
But nor do I care, so it's probably immaterial.
They could drink or they could die.
We start our own party, and they are attracted to where it is, and we challenge the beholder to drink off.
Well, the beholder has to die. It was more just trying to maybe not kill many pirates.
This is
Yeah,
the guy
but
you're
if
talking
they
to.
like us, they won't attack us. Kismet's getting really tired and thinks this sounds like a great plan.
Maybe we should go to sleep soon.
Well, if we're set on Beholder, then that's all I needed to know so I can prepare my spells for tomorrow.
I think that's the move.
Very well.
And then take out the lich, stock up on whatever he's got in his stronghold, and then take on the castle.
Sleep it is then.
Eliza is going to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The Lich. We set up something at the house up there or something. Well, if I was to say unnatural, that would seem like a bit of an understatement, but there's something going on in that house. We had somebody try to go in there and they got lost in the house.
Like, unnaturally.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of extra dimensional space, perhaps.
Fucking magic.
Something like that. He never came out. We had some ways
Or
to
the house just
communicate with
ate him.
him, but could be the house ate him. Could be a giant mimic house.
No, thank you.
The mimic is coming from inside the house.
One of our teachers had one of those. Nice house. Anyway, Well then, tomorrow should be interesting. I better go study my spell books. And so Orlac just like wherever room we're in, he just goes and like sits like cross-legged on the floor and holds up the crook and is like studying all the intricate runes on it.
That's cool.
I have a quick question about that Gets Well Quick book. If I start to read it and I fail to get the required hours within the required days, can I start over, or is it kaput?
It unmagikifies for 100 years.
Okay, so I have time to do it. All right, I'm not going to start now then.
You have to commit yourself to it.
Well, I have to be able to spend 48 hours total within 6 days.
Yeah.
That's
Better
a lot.
probably just take 48 hours and do it straight. Then,
I mean, that would be really hard, but yes.
well, once we get like, let's say we free the city, and then we get downtime. You can do it for its downtime.
Yes, but my OCD is taking over, and it's like you can't read for 40 seconds. You wouldn't be comprehending
Well,
it.
okay, take 4 days and space it out so you have meals and times to rest. You're also fancy.
I'm gonna wait. We're good. Thank you. All right. I sort of just like noticeably am like, I'm out. Like, I don't really say anything. Kismet just kind of like does a little signal to Theron and Shonen, and we just kind of move back over to our cot, and I'm out.
I mean, Ergun has come back to the conversation a couple times. So he's probably done a couple of turns, but now he's like down. He's like, I'm not doing any more turns.
Okay.
But
I'm busy.
oh.
It's so funny to me that Ergun spins in circles before he settles, just like a puppy, which he's deathly afraid of. Common.
Just as Ergun leaves,
Mhm.
Eliza's just gonna go. You're so mean.
He's like closed his eyes and all of a sudden, this dart open. He's like,
Make a wisdom saving throw, Ergun.
Oh no, Eliza, what have you done?
stand by.
Also, Eliza at some point told either Kismet or Willow, whoever was closer, all the jokes I have for tomorrow are just behold.
Oh
Over
no!
and over and over again.
Oh boy.
I need
You say
more
a con or wisdom?
Wisdom.
Wisdom is a total of 6.
Total of 6. You are having a very hard time sleeping
Oh no.
because you heard a little puppy and you're not sure where it came from. But after a couple hours, you don't hear it, you don't see it, and eventually you do fade off to sleep. Anybody else want to do anything else before?
I actually knew someone who was that afraid of all animals, period. We walked into a coffee shop and someone was holding like a 3-week-old like baby puppy, and she almost crawled on the tables. Like she was freaked out because there was a puppy in the same room. In a crate. Couldn't do anything to her.
She crawled into the crate.
How can you be scared of that?
Oh, it's a babies.
The little
Um,
velvet baby.
Anybody else want to do anything else?
I am just studying my spells for the next day.
You all head off to sleep. Kismet. In the middle of the night, air comes. You think one of the twins is kind of like touching you on your arm or on your chest. And it's happening for a little while until you open your eyes and you see standing there Sir... God, why can't I remember his
Sir
name?
Christopher Lucas.
Sir Christopher Lucas. Standing there and he says, my Lady Kismet, I'm back at your service. I'm sorry, I had to leave unexpectedly before, but, I was afraid. I didn't want him to track me to you because then he might hurt you, my lady.
I still. What? How did you come to be, White Mouse?
Jeez, it's a long story. And I may not have enough time.
But
all I know is that I'm here to seek your help, for you to come to the Fey Realm and take your rightful place.
okay, so you keep mentioning this like rightful place thing, and another Fey Lord. And she's like whispering all of this because she's got sleeping fucking halflings under her. She can't move. It's just like a lot of head motions and a lot of eyes.
Just this mouse standing on its hind legs on your chest, like.
The other lord called me a queen, and your Brian is like, I thought it was really nice at first, but like it's like a creepy kind of attraction, like he wants to own me kind of attraction. And what
That's it,
rightful
exactly.
place?
He wants to own you because of your bloodline.
Which is
Your mother is part of the Autumn Court. She's Seelie. Your father
mother
was
was a dark-
unseelie.
what?
That's never supposed to happen. But they fell in love, as one does. So they've led through a
Is
crack
my
in the
father
wall.
alive?
I'm afraid not.
Well, at least she didn't lie about that then.
Someone found you. One of his spies. When you were very, very little. That's why your mother fled.
Elorian's been after me the whole time.
For longer than you've been alive. You're a threat to him. Or a boon, if you were to unite in spirits.
And I almost handed it all the way to him. Look, I don't mean to sound insensitive to the plight of the Fae, since apparently I'm inextricably linked to it, but I'm kind of busy right now. I mean, the city is on fire, and I have can't just go. I don't even know how to go.
All right, well, I have given you the knowledge that you seeked, and now you must give me something.
I have some bacon in my pocket.
I would appreciate the bacon, and for that I will give you cuddles, but I need something more tangible. Krill and the others have said not to leave until you give your word that you will come. You will help us.
How do I know this is
I should not have given you the information first, but I wanted to get it out before he got here. Please don't let me go back there without it.
How do I know that this isn't one of his tricks?
Does it smell like one of his tricks?
Insight check. 11.
11. Hard to read the mouse.
I'm not
Its face is so small.
I want to believe you. But please understand that all of my dealings with the Fae so far have been nothing of what they seemed. Even my own parents were nothing of what they seemed.
I know. It's hard for a mortal to negotiate our world, and it can be difficult for you. It's just the way that we are born. Give us your word that you'll come. From there, we can strike another bargain if you are to fight. If you are to throw in on our side.
I can do that.
And I noticed that he took your champion's armor.
That was less than ideal.
Indeed. Should you have
To be honest,
something
I
you
feel
can
rather
give
naked
me?
without it.
What?
To be honest, I feel naked without it.
Well, should you have something else you can give me, something dear to you, something that you hold precious, I may be able to restore it.
Restore the armor.
Restore the armor.
Kismet thinks for a moment, and she looks down at the two sleeping halflings underneath each of her arms.
Oh yes, one of them would be great.
And across, she's not saying this out loud, she's thinking.
I know, you looked at them though.
Oh yes, we can take one of them.
And across the room to where Willow and Eliza are sleeping, and the curled up form of Ergun. And Orlok still
Wherever he is.
like in the corner, thumbing through the pages of his books. And her eyes settle on Eliza. And she thinks of how much she wishes she could talk to her own mother and know her own story. And knowing how close Eliza is to having her answers. And knowing how much she needs to be strong. In my left belt pouch, there's a black opal. It was my mother's. I've had it as long as I can remember. And besides these swords, which I'd not part with even if I was able. It's the only thing I have left of her. Take it.
Sir Lucas goes to the pouch, opens it up, fishes around, sticks his head inside, comes out with the opal. And he smells it and says, "Yes, I can sense your attachment to it." Shoves it in his mouth like he did the earring. Very well. Champion's honor shall be restored when you awake. He kind of comes up and like snuffles on the side of your cheek and gives you a little lick. He says, "I'll see you soon." And then goes back underneath your hood, curls up. And you can kind of feel the fey nature dissipate.
And you all wondered why he never got smushed in my clothes. And she just kind of nods to herself. Feeling like she made a bigger decision than she meant to. But not like it was the wrong one.
You fade off back to sleep. And you all wake up having had a long rest. So you've got all your hit points back, spell slots, all that good stuff.
Yay!
Yay!
We love a long rest.
Get on my spell slots back.
And Kismet, when you awake, next to your bed is a helmet made out of leaves, and some of them are autumn colored. Some of them are the most gorgeous green you've ever seen. Some of them are purple. Some of them are like dead. Some of them are like this kind of a bright red.
and it is on top of a matching chest piece and arm pieces and greaves and all of that. And you have armor. Your armor, but it's slightly different than your old armor. I will.
We can worry about exactly how next time. You tell me that.
I'll actually. Yeah, I need to put it in D&D Beyond, but I know what it does.
Orlok looks over at it and goes, "That was not here before."
Keen eyes you have, Orlok.
It's been a while since we've seen that armor.
Probably cursed. I wouldn't put it on.
Oh, she's worn it before.
How many cursed items does this group have? Because
She just looks at Willow and she just says, it's not exactly the same.
Okay.
But will it keep you safe?
I guess we'll find out.
Does,
And she lifts the helmet and puts it on her head.
does everyone just... There seems to be part of this story that I'm unaware of.
And when we are not in the midst of a giant battle, and I've had several more drinks than I have had in a long while, I'll tell it to you.
There's
And
even
I'm
a
gonna lean
little
over to
slot
Orla.
in it for your tail.
Yeah.
Aww.
And yeah, Argoon, I was going to say, Orlok looks over at Argoon and goes, "This must have to do with the tail somehow."
I suspect
totally wrong.
that she will tell me when she says that she will kill me if I need it to happen. That's when the true friendship will bloom, just as her armor has bloomed, or something. I don't know. The vegetation upon one's armor is strange to me.
Kismet, I may have accidentally given Ergun the idea that that you are truly friends when you offer to kill someone for them. He and I probably shouldn't communicate one-on-one very often.
Eliza, are you saying that you were not telling the truth?
No, that is the truth. There are other ways to show friendship, and in the particular circumstance in which it happened between Kismet and I, it was a form of affection, but it is not a universal truth that saying such things means close friendship.
This makes more sense. I wonder what other forms of affection people use.
A lot of them.
The
And
mating.
none
It's
of them make
less
sense.
about the specific act and more about the feeling that's behind it.
It's the history with each individual which causes them to behave in particular ways.
The
There
Draken
is
have relationships. We have coitus like everyone else. You don't need to explain it to us. I mean,
no, I mean more like
About that.
emotional history.
I thought you were going to say emotional coitus.
Emotional coitus, if you will.
many different kinds.
Yes.
Usually you gotta pay double for that kind of action.
Okay.
We have a lot of money now.
Surely there's bacon somewhere here.
Ergun will kind of like shimmy over to Orlok and like whisper in his ear. It's like, you've had coitus. This word.
Tell me
Yes.
what it's like.
What were you doing in that building that whole time? With those three
building?
Draken. They were very fetching, those three women. What were you doing to them?
We played games and had a conversation.
At this point, Orlok goes, sure. Yes, of course.
Is that coitus? If so, then yes, I have had coitus many times.
Emotional coitus, I guess.
In some ways, you could consider if.
Oh shit.
Do you feel like their feelings permeated your skin?
I don't think we should say anything about anything permeating anything else right now.
There was not enough time to have permeating emotion beyond fondness, I would think.
Okay, then that was
It
more
was a
like getting to first
conversation.
base.
Base.
Oh my god, that was more like the first stage. I am not the person to ask about this. Let's
And
be
yet
clear.
you keep answering all the questions.
I'm just trying to be.
I tried to make it less complicated for him, and you just added a paragraph.
I really did. I really did. Help me, Kismet. I have sinned.
When you do something nice for someone that they also consider a nice thing for them, this can encourage feelings of friendship. Now, depending upon the people involved, what is nice?
You froze.
And
Yes. And
What is nice? And then you froze.
what is nice can change. Yes?
I have experienced this, yes.
Yes. So, the deepening of those actions and affections will lead to or show, demonstrate, if you will, friendship.
I have many friends, and by many, I mean four. Four is many.
Four is a lot.
Four is enough.
Who wants to murder a beholder?
Did we just have a coitus moment? Is that
No.
what that was?
No,
Yes.
no.
Says Orlok. Of course you did.
it?
Okay. I shall have to learn more of this then.
If we're-
Kismet
if we're-
just sort of like giggles a little bit and looks at Ergun and is just like, Ergun, you'd know if you had a coitus with me.
Perhaps after the Ergun, perhaps after the Beholder battle, Kismet could demonstrate this more. But for now, perhaps we should concentrate on the monster.
You know, for educational
That does seem
purposes.
important. There's yes.
I mean, have a good time.
Mrs.
I
Kismet.
shall.
Miss Arturo.
So,
Everyone seems.
what is our plan here?
I believe we kill the beholder.
Yes, but are we sneaking onto the boat?
I am incapable of sneaking.
Well, you could teleport to the boat.
Let's set the boat on.
Willow can do this really cool water breathing thing, and she can do it to all of us.
Sure can.
And we could get in the boat.
I have
And
a,
get tech.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
to hear it.
Willow cast water breathing on us. We walk across the bottom of the bay to where the boat is. We cut holes in the bottom of the boat and sink it, and then attack the beholder underwater.
Underwater fight. Underwater fight.
Will be significantly more difficult for me to shoot underwater.
That's true.
And it won't
Yes,
be difficult
but,
for the beholder, because the
Stop
beholder
poking holes in the plan.
Well,
I liked it.
the beholder
No, we're
can't necessarily breathe
poking
underwater.
holes in the boat. and Eliza can use her sword.
The other, no, that is a terrible.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
That's the.
But she has gauntlets now. and
Yes, but the sword will take over her mind, and she'll become a evil creature.
Yes,
On
that's
the
different.
other hand, how
removed that.
strong would I be if I absorbed the strength of a beholder?
I don't think they're inherently strong
They
physically.
just look squishy, and
I
I
think
bought
her
jelly.
temporary hit points go up the amount of the hit point maximum of the creature she kills.
Yep.
Oh, so it'd be like 180-ish.
Okay. Not worth it.
give or take.
Well,
But they're temporary hit points, so they go away at a rest too. You wouldn't have them forever.
And now that I'm thinking about it, the beholder might figure out we're cutting holes in the boat and just leave, and then that doesn't get us anywhere. And the boat doesn't sink instantaneously. It probably would have time to get out.
Well, not all of us would have to breach the boat from underneath. I'm not suggesting split the party, but like
Split the party.
come at it from different angles. We'd meet up in the middle.
The other thing about the
Just
beholder,
really want to be underwater.
the other thing about
In a little. It's been a while.
the other thing about the beholder is it's all about what it can see. It's eye rays. So if we're not in line of sight with it, yes, the anti-magic thing will still happen, but it won't be disintegrating us. So don't be in line of sight of it.
Don't look at you.
Ambush
Can I
attack.
cut off its eyes?
You hear this sizzling as
We waited too long.
Corvus Goodwort walks in with this cast iron pan about this big, two huge like mitts on, and kind of throws it down on the table. And it is filled with sausages, bacon, potatoes, and eggs.
Oh, I'm
And
so
then
hungry right
he
now.
has this thing in his mouth, and he just kind of dumps some flatbreads on the table or on
Oh.
top of it. With
I
the-
think I'm in love with you.
This is not a time
I
Willow.
get that a lot. But you, I could fall back in love with.
Did you see? You.
Evil the witch.
Even if we use the underwater spell to get onto the boat, we bypass the pirates. So
Yeah, and Ergun can just teleport inside the boat from outside the boat.
You are muted, Ergun.
Yes, see, I understand that it might be strange to think that one so nimbly teleports in small distances could do it in long distances, but I am good at short things, not long things. So I would need help.
Kismet.
Sorry.
Corvus is.
I'm so sorry.
Nobody's going to mention what he just said there.
No.
It's fine.
We know.
What did I say? I stated fact.
You sure did.
Certainly did.
He's going distance.
He's going for sleep.
I think out of character thing, I think getting onto the boat with the water breathing seems like a wise thing. Climb up on the boat, try to be stealthy about the whole thing, get below deck where the beholder is and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. I mean, if anything, like Ergun can just we can all do the underwater thing. I can do etherealness and get onto the boat and like break open a hole for us if we need to, kind of thing.
Well, I just assume that the
Also,
beholder
I mean,
has a
we're partying. Couldn't we just show up with booze?
Well, I get the feeling that the pirates would, well, maybe, but the pirates might be like, hey, look, interlopers, let's kill them and take their stuff and then keep drinking.
I mean,
We don't know them.
They're not all like one pirate organization underneath like one chief pirate. They're pirates.
So you're
No,
thinking,
that's-
Show up and we're like, hey, we heard you're having a banging party.
I mean, that's why we have one name that we go with. Hey, we're all one big pirate group under one leader. And that leader right now happens to be a beholder.
Well, great, but like if we're like, hey, we want to join the party, we brought you
They're
some.
not really accepting outside people and are not taking kindly to crashers at the moment.
All right, well, fine. Then we'll do the other plan. I one day just want to have a plan when we party someone to death.
if a lard was here, he'd be like, "Oh, I've done that."
Lord's done that.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't mean for the guy to die. They just partied really hard and he died. So that was really, you know. Well, Corvus, you still have some sway with the pirates. Perhaps you could encourage them to party in an area away from the Beholder while we do this.
Yeah, could you plan a surprise for the Beholder, maybe?
Like,
You know,
hey,
Throw 'em a surprise party.
I don't know
Everybody's gotta hang
exactly
out here.
what would surprise a beholder, but I know one thing that goes over really well with pirates: belly dancers.
Oh, I might know a few.
here.
One time we threw a luau.
It's true.
Dan.
Wait,
Go
where
back.
was that?
I like dancing. Dancing is nice.
Has Kismet actually told Orlak and Ergun about the whole Fae thing?
No,
No.
No,
it's all been happening too quick.
No, I mean just like her previous dealings.
no, she has shared none of it with us.
Okay.
We've
Yeah.
had a lot on our plates.
Then Orlak would not be able to suggest a thing I just thought of. All right.
Yeah, well.
Are there belly dancers in this town city that are still alive and aren't imprisoned or enslaved by demons?
It might be
It's very
obvious to
specific.
why, but we might be able to find some if the people here aren't willing.
While I share anyone's appreciation of the dancing arts, I don't believe that is one of the skills that I possess.
He wasn't talking about you.
Oh, come on, Orlak.
Hey,
Well, these scales
your
aren't
hips.
quite touching.
could be in that. He could be playing. He could be playing the Doombeck.
Problem with that plan is that belly dancers usually aren't wearing much. Kind of hard to be armed and dangerous while belly dancing.
It's
Clearly,
true.
you've never
I'm a
seen Breaking Belly
spellcaster.
dancers.
But I mean, you all seem like quite competent folk. None of you has anything that could change your appearance just for a little while. Just an illusion.
Yes, I do. I have a. So does Orlak.
I have come to belly dance for you.
To do the dance of the belly. Meanwhile, I'm like, I can wild shape. I don't think
Belly
that's what
dancers
that-
are pretty wild. Does that count?
It's not quite the same definition of wild. Good
I'm
try
an
though.
Excellent belly dancer.
Octopus.
Well, I mean, given
That
the
is-
time, I mean, there are people still living in their homes. We might be able to find, some ladies of the night. Be willing to shake a tail feather for a couple of gold.
The problem with us doing it would be we would be the distraction then, and we wouldn't be at the ship.
Right.
As much as I would love to perform for a whole group of pirates.
They are a very appreciative crowd.
I believe it.
We recently came into some possible bribery money, but maybe that's not such a bad plan.
Might be kind of a hard sell, though. I mean, because you'd be asking someone to take some money to entertain a bunch of wild, drunken pirates and surely get assaulted.
Are we only suggesting this because people don't want to see me belly dance?
No,
I can do.
I mean,
You are a good dancer.
I'm sure.
I don't doubt your ability to look like a belly dancer. I somewhat am hesitant of your capabilities to act like a belly dancer.
But I'll have you know that Eric Moon was the star of our Crash's performance of the 8 Draken Moon. Headliner.
That was a good time.
Really?
oh no, don't make me sing. Don't make me sing.
I just think you have other skills that are much greater that would be better utilized in a different part of the plan.
I mean, it is a bunch of drunken pirates, and how many of them can be on one ship? Maybe we just say fuck it and go.
They all only have 1 hit point, so it's fine.
Perfect.
Most of them at this point are probably so hungover that they won't even be awake for a while.
I just really want to shoot something. Guys, we've been doing a lot of talking.
Oh, I understand.
It's come to that point. Our plans have gone out the window.
Let's water breathe our
Institute plan, get 'em.
Let's water breathe our way onto the boat. Pew 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 pew. Water breathe our way onto the boat.
We attack.
And
Yes.
just fucking go.
All right, let's do it. Skip ahead. We got this, John.
I have to let you guys know I have to get up really early tomorrow. I have to be in work early, so I'm gonna need to.
Thank you.
If you guys want to start this battle without me, please.
Nope, we're not going to start the battle, but we're going to get up to it.
Okay.
Okay.
I have like 10 to 15.
Well, and I think LJ and I are both out next week. So
Yeah, I think we're not going to play next week, just because.
Okay.
I think it'll be more fun with all of us. So Corbus, Goodwort.
Good words.
Yeah, you all finish up breakfast. Some of the other people come in. They grab some basically breakfast tacos. And then you all get geared up in whatever you want. Kismet, I know you just got something new, so you might have to do some swapping out. We've got 2 weeks to figure all that out. So anything that you want to change right now, any spells that you think are going to be useful, we'll say that you got them prepared before Corbus led you away. He leads you down through this section of town. I have a name for it. I just can't remember. This is where you grew up, by the way.
Before we actually left, I turned to Corbus and be like, this is your town. This thing is taking over your organization.
That's why I'm helping you.
I know, but want to meet us on the boat and help us really kill it?
Yes, I do.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, I do. In fact, tell you what, you said you had a little bit of bribery money. I don't need a bribe, but I know some people who would be very grateful if they joined in the fight. And
we have a lot of bribery money.
yeah, and have something to show for it at the end of it.
Anyone who decides to help us in aiding the removal of this interloper into your establishment, I think would be well deserving of some recompense for their efforts.
Very well.
Drinking.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bring you, get as close as you can to the docks, so you can find a spot to properly look and prepare, and I'll go get as many bodies as I can.
And he actually goes to Merrick and he goes, any hands you can spare? Meet me down in the docks as fast as you can. So come on. And he takes you through. He knows these sewers like the back of his hand. And he dodges left and right and left and right, and then you get to this big grate. Like you can see it at the end of the way, and it goes out into one of the canals. And he hits this ladder and takes out this key and just unlocks the grate above him, opens it out. He, you all get up onto the streets, and he says, "Hang on a second." He kind of just starts walking like normal, and he gets out onto like this bridge right here. You see that, everybody?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And takes a look around for a second, pretends that he's peeing. All right, come on. And you guys scamper across, and you realize he's not pretending to pee, he's actually peeing. And he shakes it off and goes and runs and kind of leads you through some back alleys and into another grate where the sewers around here. And he comes around the corner and he goes, "Whoa, oh, no, not that way." He goes, "Gelatinous cube, careful." And takes you the other way. And you kind of go the little long way around, and he pops up. And y'all are about right in here.
And the big bad's in here.
Let me show you.
On a big old boat.
On a big old boat.
He's on a big old boat. Chugging along. Choo choo. Big old boat.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. Choo choo choose me. Goodbye. Boink.
Ooh, it's pretty.
Oh, there's cannons.
It's fine.
Cannons? There's not really cannons, but there are.
Okay.
See these things? These are cranes for loading and unloading ships. Those turn, by the way.
Is this the scale?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Sweet.
Big old cranes for big old boats.
That's a small, big boat.
Huh?
Yeah.
So that boat's only 10 or 15 feet across?
Is it?
Yep.
Is that the boat that he's on?
This is the boat that he's on.
It's this one.
He's 10 feet across.
Ping.
How does he fit in the boat?
He doesn't have to turn around.
Oh, sure, I can make it bigger.
He just kind of wobbles in place.
Just kind of wobble.
That's how he parties. He'd go
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
Hey.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
Yeah.
Behold!
Yeah. Behold. Yeah. Behold.
I love that the Beholder is now played by Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
Chicken bubble bath.
Bubble bear.
Beholder, baby.
I love that the Beholder in the Wizards of the Coast adventure, the Dragon Heist one, the whole part of the whole adventure is centered around the idea that the Beholder has a pet goldfish that he's really enamored with.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to him, because goldfish, of course, don't live very long, but the guy who takes care of the goldfish just replaces it with another different goldfish whenever it dies. And the Beholder is like none the wiser.
Yeah.
There we go.
Better.
That's cool.
Or
A big old boat.
There's a big old boat.
Big old boat.
okay, so he gets us close, and then we.
He, can you see yourselves?
Yep.
Oh, there we are. We're all the way on the right.
Yep.
Oh, we're so tiny. Oh boy.
There's a big old boat.
Damn.
Water breathing and slip into the water, I guess.
Wait, hang on a
Just
second.
slip right in there.
So we're gonna, before you do that, we're just gonna
have to help our goon slip right in.
we're just gonna kind of cut here so that you guys can
I guess
take a
I
look
have
at this map and figure out what you want to do. instead of having to run into it, because you probably at least take a minute to take a look. So you can see.
I think.
What?
Oh, I was just saying that we could like also take a screenshot of this, and since we are going to be gone for like a week or so, we can just kind of like put this up in a
I
Discord.
think we can just see it if we log into Roll20, right?
Yep.
Sure, that's true too.
Because he could just
send you
leave this
both,
map
too.
up.
Yeah.
Either way.
On water breathing, I can cast it. I can do a ritual cast, and that'll take us a few minutes anyway. So
Eliza
Sweet.
just
And then you
rolls
don't
her
have to
eyes and
burn
says,
spell
I could
slot.
shoot him from here.
we know
Yeah, but he's not outside the boat.
water breathing.
She's
My
not.
hair wet.
She's not at all pushing this water agenda.
Salt water in my lungs. It's so long.
That blue water.
This is a
agenda.
harbor. It can't possibly taste good.
I'll take what I can get.
It's not even ocean water.
It's close enough.
We need to get Willow like one of those like flasks of like where the ever flowing flask that just creates liquids, and one of them could be salt water, and she could just like breathe into it.
It's like one of those like motion sickness bags where like
but it's just full of fluid.
It just sounds like a bong. Okay.
Or some really scary Slurpee.
Excuse me.
Yeah, definitely the danger of fighting our way through this is that the beholder hears us, he comes up, and then starts zapping us through a fire.
I mean, I think once we're on the ship, our goal is to get to the beholder as soon as possible so we can fight him inside.
Yeah, that won't happen. That won't go well because it's us, and we'll end up fighting him on the deck.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
I mean,
not
if we're just plowing through them and trying to get down there, I don't know, we could. It's a loud party.
Yeah, you can actually hear that there are musicians. It seems like there's some like heavy percussion going on.
I think we try and get as far as we can, as close as we can, until someone notices and puts up a fuss, and then we start murder.
Well, I mean, weren't we going to do the underwater walkie thing? Or are we bypassing that now?
Well, we're getting onto the boat that way, because trying to get to the boat the other way.
No, once we're on the boat, we should just kill everything we see.
Well, yeah. So why would
No, I
we-
was talking about we could just like. There's not a lot of guards between us and the boat, so I was saying alternatively, we could try to go on land, but the danger of that is the beholder figuring out we're coming.
Oh yeah,
That's
no, I
hitting us
think
in
we
the
still do water breathing, and
Yeah,
we
okay.
get ourselves to the boat. We climb up the back of the boat, and then we try to get down as soon as possible. And as soon as anybody starts putting up a fuss, we start murdering them. But we don't have to start murdering until somebody notices us.
Well, it looks like there's only 4 pirates on the boat, so honestly, we can possibly kill them silently and quickly.
Exactly. If we all come up from different sides, everybody takes a pirate.
Everyone pick their own pirate. Pick a pirate anyway.
Pick a pirate day.
Well, those of you with multiple attacks can just hit one, take a step, hit another one.
Yep.
Me.
Also, as part of the rules that I'm using for these guys, if you do enough damage, you kill one and your attack goes on to the next guy. And if you cause enough damage, it also goes on to the next guy and the next guy. So
Very nice.
All out in one round.
Leave.
All right. Well, then let's be thinking about that. As we-
Sorry, gentlemen. I thought you were cleaving.
hey,
I've been looking at my sheet and I figured out a way that I
That's
can
some
hit maximum hit points, and I'm very excited.
massive cleavage.
You don't have maximum hit points now?
No, I mean, sorry. Like, I think I figured out a way that I could deal, like, I want to see what I can get with it. I'm trying to figure out what's the max I could deal, like, if everything worked out perfectly.
Oh. Got it. Yeah, for me, I think it's... Yeah, it's just disintegrate, really. So that'd be 100 hit points. Is my maximum damage with a spell.
That's pretty fucking nice.
Yeah, but I have to roll 10 d6s and roll maximum.
Roll
Which
all
I guess is
10.
theoretically possible, but...
Well, there was a house rule that I used to do when we played Hero System, because Hero System, you're just rolling massive amounts of six-sided dice.
Yeah.
And then we always allowed people to, like, if instead of 10, you could roll 5 and double it, or you could roll 2 and times it by 5, or you could roll 1 and times it by 10, right? So, yeah, if you wanted to take a gamble.
Question.
Yep.
So I have flame arrows and lightning arrow. And then with the longbow of the Sky Sentinel, one time I can split it into 3 arrows that deal an extra 1d6 lightning damage. Would I be able to also cast like flame arrows on top of that, which also gives an extra 1d6 per arrow?
No, I think they're concentration spells.
Yeah.
They
That's
can
what I
only
thought.
do one of them, I think.
Yeah, you can only do one of them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be sick to have flame lightning arrows?
Right?
Flame lightning! Flame lightning, go flame lightning.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
like
get
some
my
sort of like
potion of
animation.
heroism, and I get to add that D4 to like my attacks. Plus, it gives me like something else. Like, and I have my actions. Like, I could do some fucking damage with these people. I'm very excited to murder.
All right, beautiful people. On that note,
It isn't.
contemplate.
This is what you're facing.
It's just a boat with 4 pirates. What could happen?
So here's the thing.
Totally fine.
If Willow and I can get, like, if we can get him to fail a save, like, I could cast Confusion on him, which might keep him from doing something, hopefully one round. If I was high enough level and could cast Feeble Mind would take him out completely. Because if you fail Feeble Mind, the save for Feeble Mind, your intelligence and charisma drop to 1, and you're unable to generate magical effects. So none of his eye beams would work anymore.
He would have to start trying to bite you.
Yeah, and then
And beholders aren't great at that.
No, you just-
Mechanically, can I cut off his eye or damage one of his eyes?
No.
the game doesn't really work.
I didn't think it did. I just didn't want to waste time trying to do it if it wasn't
Yeah,
going to have an
yeah.
effect.
It's a great question, actually.
And so I pretty much prepared things that don't require like mental saves, like magic missile and ice spells and things, because mental things like it's not going to work.
What kind of damage does a beholder usually do?
When it
All
hits and you don't
All of them?
save, death.
So out of your character, of course, wouldn't know this.
But however, Orlac, being having
he
studied
probably
these
would.
sort of things,
So
Well, and I would have a little idea because we fought one before. I just don't
right?
remember.
Yeah, that is true.
here's how it breaks down. They have an eye that does a charm ray. They have an eye that does a paralyzation ray. There's an eye that does a fear ray. There's one that does a ray that slows you down. There's another one that does necrotic damage. One is telekinesis and just throws you around. One makes you go to sleep. One turns you to stone. One disintegrates you, which is a force damage. And finally, there's a necrotic death ray.
All right, cool. So
That's how Hallie
I
died.
was choosing a resistance like I can with my new armor.
I would say necrotic.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. I could do fire,
least there's
cold,
two of those
acid,
that-
lightning, necrotic, or poison. So necrotic seems like the way to go.
Yeah. Ugh. I mean, even with resistance, it's still 10d10.
Oh, I understand. I'm just saying that having resistance is better than not having
The
resistance.
part of the key is getting Willow's going to need to buff us up,
Yeah.
which will work sort of, because if it hits us with the anti-magic, that will go away,
Right.
and it doesn't come back. It's just gone. So
Well, magical items come back
yeah,
to life when they're not in the anti-magic ray.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so-
not like a permanent ban kind of thing.
No, the thing that it does is going to be like. Oh, and here's the other thing. It has multiple reactions, which suck. Or does it?
No, it has legendary actions, but not
Right,
multiple
right.
reactions.
Right. So, but it's legendary. It gets 3 legendary reactions per turn, and the only thing it has with those is shoot another eye beam.
Yeah.
So every round it gets 6 eye beams essentially.
So if we have any
Well,
way
no,
to
for 3
mobilize
rounds
this guy,
it gets 6.
if we can immobilize him in some way or make it hard for him to make his saves so that one of you two can hit him with something, that's
Well,
what we
put it
want.
this way: if it has its turn and it does 3 beams, and then the next 3 people it shoots 3 more beams. After that, it's done until the beginning of the next turn, and then you can wail on it for a while.
Gotcha.
The trick is either get it to spend those legendary actions on you. Honestly, you just got to gang up on it and hope you make your saves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has 3 on its turn and then 3 from legendary actions every round. So 6 eye beams every round. And then Corbus reminds you, don't forget, he's very drunk and very crazy.
So the other thing is, one
Very good or very bad for us.
the one good thing is it can't duplicate the same beam in the same turn. So it's not like it's going to do 3 death rays on you or 6 death rays on you.
That's good.
Because that's just cheating.
Yep.
And then
It'll just
just throwing
do
it
all
out
the others.
there, metagaming, I'm trying to decide whether or not it's a better idea to attune my Cloak of Displacement so that I have disadvantage for the hits against me unless I get hit, and then it doesn't work for that round.
It's all saving throws.
Yeah. So
None
the
of them-
beholder
none of
is
them
all
are-
saving throws, but just, you are expecting also to fight probably pirates.
Yeah, I can either have an extra AC bump or I can have disadvantage on attacks against me. I think it's still probably better to have disadvantage.
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, the pirates are attacking you, theoretically. But the resistance you're getting from your armor is going to be better than...
My resistance doesn't matter. I'm keeping that regardless. I have a Cloak of Displacement and a Ring of Protection.
I would take the Ring of Protection because the saving throws are the things you need.
Oh yeah, that gives an advantage to saving throws.
No, it
right?
gives you a plus to saving.
plus a plus.
Yeah, it's +1.
All right, cool. Then I'll do that one for now.
Because
But
I
it's
mean,
better than +1.
the eye beams hit automatically. There's no dodging them. You just get hit, and you just have to suck up the save.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. If it could miss, it would be nice, but it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Got to make sure you're rolling well that night.
Yeah. What sucks is all of the things that like the charm and fear and paralyzation and slow and the sleep, it's all for a minute. So it's not even like your next turn you're back.
No, it's
You
your
are out
turn.
until you make that save. He could take us all out in one turn.
Yeah.
If we all roll badly, it's TPK, you're done. But beholders are hard.
Someone's got an invisibility potion, don't forget.
I did the math, and if literally everything went perfectly and I rolled multiple crits, I could do over 200 points of damage in one round or in one roll. More likely the damage I'm doing is around 62 if everything goes perfectly one time.
Huh?
So not amazing, but not terrible.
We just need
I
you
would
to do that
also
3 turns
say-
in a row.
Yeah. I would also say, you know that from the last time that you fought one of these, you guys saved over 50% of the time.
Yeah.
The DCs aren't super hard. They're 16. So
Yeah.
Easy for you to say. I don't roll so good sometimes.
Yeah, why don't you ask
Either.
Callie how that went?
Yeah.
on that fun,
can't.
exciting note, we'll see you guys I'll see you guys later in a couple weeks, and we'll either kill a beholder or we'll be rolling up some interesting new characters.